All right. So at the request of Alex, I've gone ahead and done some updates to his character. Updated the color of his dragon scale armor and updated his boots color to all be the green. But I wasn't happy with that, so I continue to do some do some updates and try and make good on the promise that I was going to continue to like put in a lot of detail, a lot of refinement on everybody's stuff. And so we now have this.
Oh,
wowzers! Look
can
at that.
Can you zoom in?
I absolutely will. All right, so we'll start from the top.
Shifty eyes.
Dope.
Shifty, untrustworthy eyes.
That's how it should be.
So I updated the hair a bit, and I can try and do a comparison. From here, I don't have a good zoom on this thing. And then updated, I moved where your bow is to be a little bit more in line so it doesn't go across your entire body and potentially clip your cape or your cloak. I updated the cloak's pattern to include a more in-line pattern with what is in the official artwork. So that includes like these bits up here. Actually drew out some arrows, did some lighting, did some shading, put in a texture for the dragon scale armor to hopefully show a little bit more like not realism, but like help convey the dragon essence of it. I did some
asking,
updates.
is all this in Photoshop or did you use Illustrator too?
No, this is all Photoshop.
Okay.
I haven't touched Illustrator yet.
Okay.
Maybe one day.
Illustrator do?
I have no idea.
It's another tool that's used to draw things.
No, currently this is all Photoshop.
It's what Kate primarily uses for graphic design.
Gotcha.
I'm attempting to learn Procreate on the iPad just so I can doodle while I'm sitting on the couch, but we'll get there eventually. I updated the under tunic to be more in line with a pretty cool elven idea, and I will show you the reference photo real quick.
Did you had to research the armor? Like you just said, under
yes, David
tunic?
does.
Gimli, woo!
Literally trying to trigger people. So I tried to include this mantle and a little bit more of this kind of look. That is the old one. So having that scale and the sleeves cut this way also allowed me to keep a uniform design between both arms, even though one of the arms is now metal. Moving down, kept a little bit more, or added a little bit more detailing into the under tunic under the belt. Again, trying to keep with that slightly metallic sheen and the more elven design. I swapped out your secondary quiver with your what I'm presuming to be happening based on all the information that I've been given, a tome, hopefully. I updated the arm a little, made it hopefully look a little bit more metallic, give it a little bit of flair instead of just being a flat metal. And then I updated the boots again because I didn't like the other ones that much. These I felt like gave a little bit more. These lended themselves. Yes, exactly. They look a little bit softer. They look a little bit like they would be quieter than a boot with a full heel, a full sole, and all that. So I have updated Liam. I also changed the cape because the other one looked dumb. Like just the form of it. This
So
looked very
dumb.
basic to me.
Look at
So
So I
basic.
included some extra folds and whatnot in there.
your cape's got folds.
I like it
appreciate
a
that
lot. Thank
everybody
you,
else's reaction is the same as mine. Of like, oh yeah, that was so lame.
I know, it was like I really liked it, and like I mean I like this one so much too, and I'm like, he's so detrimental to himself.
The other one looked like ass. All right.
Oh, whatever.
It looked like it smelled.
Yep.
Take it back.
As you can probably tell, I have other projects that I'm working on, and I'm currently going through a revamp of Astrid's picture. But that's also because after looking at it, I completely fucked up all the proportions. And once I realized that, it was very
ass,
obvious.
as he says. Oh.
Yeah, it's the worst. Honestly, as soon as he showed it to me, I was like, oh, this is the
She
worst.
was basically a dwarf.
No, she was more of a giant.
Like a Slenderman.
her legs were about 3 times the length of her arms when I looked at it, and I was like, wait, shit. And the only reason I didn't catch it before is because she has this long ass glaive right next to her, and so it wasn't that like that was like the really long part. And I was like, she's shorter than that, so it's fine. No. So yeah, working on some updates, increasing and adding in detailing. Valen, with more and more of your backstory and shit getting revealed, this will be happening to you pretty soon as well.
I have a look already. I actually took some time and did some research. I'll write it to you and send
Perfect.
you the probably tomorrow.
You would be helping me way more than any of these other fuckers.
Hey.
Okay, don't.
I
She's
told
over
you
here being mad at me.
exactly what
but
I
she
wanted.
She
You
refuses
hate yourself.
to say anything. She's like, I don't know how I want any of these things to look for my character. I'm like, okay, well, how do you want to play your character? Well, I want it to be like this badass that'll kick you in the face, but I end up with like Princess Zelda half the time, so I don't know.
Zelda would kick you in your
Which was a
face.
hilarious realization. Anyways,
It's
that's
true.
all
Thank
I've got. And I hope you guys like it. I'm going to continue to do this kind of shit because it's fun for me and it's therapeutic.
Nice.
And during that time, it has become night at Viva's place.
Yeah.
I talked for way too long. Sorry.
The sun went down. It happens faster because of the mountains.
Oh.
Crazy how geology do that.
You don't do that.
That's right. Let's
I'm
roll.
so jealous that he has mountains.
Oh, they're big, awesome mountains.
I'm
Yeah,
so
unlike our
jealous.
hills.
So, welcome back
mountains.
to M&A&D&D episode 62, Out of the Cold, where we last left Murders and Acquisitions defeated Arathor, the white dragon, who they had found one of its many nests in the Sea of Moving Ice. Seems that this particular dragon had kept the inhabitants of this iceberg in fear. With the death, it has managed to free, in some senses, the inhabitants. You all were in the middle of harvesting dragon parts, as well as looting. Much of the treasure had been there for so long that it's buried beneath the ice, and it was going to require quite a bit of time. There's a bit of a negotiation going on between. You still have time on the clock as to when you need to leave, but your thoughts are that with the biggest danger now out, there's potential to stay here just a little bit longer to make sure you guys kind of shore up everything you need. Unfortunately, there wasn't a lot of time for that debate to happen using the sending stones.
Yep.
Okay. And then one of the final things is Valen discovered an interesting book. Well, sifting through the runes, it seemed to have vested interest in him as well. Where we're gonna pick up, you all are amongst the ice on the deepest levels of this iceberg.
So we refresh my memory. Have we collected all of the gold that is not?
Yeah, I think
So-
we collected all those loose, but
Yeah.
we haven't
Okay.
collected what's buried under the ice.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we should be, according to my notes,
An hour further in.
an hour further, and we should have 9 hours left at this moment. We should be, according to the information given, to obtain the extra wealth and loot that is under the ice. It would take us another 4 hours. So this will take a while. I think we said that we wanted to also harvest part of the dragon, and Valen, you've been helping me
Hold
with
on,
that, and
how
I can.
is it? So I think your time left is incorrect. It was 11 and a half hours left. We climbed down and we fought. Our fight was really quick, and then we had another fight with trolls. But regardless, that would have been half an hour of action. So that's 11 hours left. And then we took 1 hour to do the dragon. So I think we have 10 hours left. I wrote this down and I put it in the chat. There's a lot of rolling, but somewhere in here we should have.
Okay, so you guys have 10 hours.
Yeah, I think we have 10 hours left. Because I have notes on how many hours were left before we came down and essentially immediately started the fight. And if we just round that, the whole time since starting the fight to finally done with the trolls was 30 minutes of talking, fighting, done. And then we did another hour of
just to gather the loose
stuff and you doing the stuff for the dragon. That's 10 hours left. We've used up exactly half of our time.
Okay. I will say, based off of the information that we had been using thus far, I likely still need more time for some of the dragon stuff, because I think based on our notes, we did about per 10 to 15 pounds, I think, it took an hour to harvest of scales alone. And some of the stuff requires
How much more time do you need?
Yeah, how much more?
Okay, so let me make sure I have this. Yeah, so 10 pounds of scales will take about an hour to harvest. Valen's been helping me, so I don't know if he's been helping to speed up the process as well, but based on all of the rolls, we would have harvested 67 pounds, or had the opportunity to obtain 67 pounds. So we could, we don't have to get all of that, but we as a group need to consider how much we want to harvest, because that's only the scales, and I've harvested everything else.
I mean, I think we want as much of the scales as we can, but we don't.
Well,
I don't want to go. I think we all have to go get Meskar, and I think we should all come back.
Metcalf.
Sorry,
yeah,
Metcalf. I think the stuff that's under the ice isn't going anywhere fast. If we go up and get her, we can come back down and go gather that, depending on how long. Like, if going up and getting her and coming back down is quick, then we didn't lose too much time and we already have her. If something happens and that takes longer for some surprise, then we will have that accounted for, and we can abandon what's under the ice. Does that make sense?
The amount of time it'll probably take to get back up there is like less than 10 minutes, because you guys had just come down a rope, which isn't far.
we left the rope secured. Someone can take.
And she was just up in a chamber away. So
yeah, I don't think it'll be but I don't know how long talking with her will take. I'm just thinking we know that there were still other creatures out here, so I'm not sure if there's going to be another fight or any other surprises. So I'm just trying to keep it like the unknown limited. Like, let's go get her, and then we keep our control here. I don't want to like go like, all right, we're down to the wire. We have to go pick her up, and then something else happens, and we lose the ship.
I have a general question that might influence what our decision is. So if I were to use some sort of fire to melt the ice, how much time would that reduce the collection by?
I would say, how long would your fire like be peak? Because
it would be concentrated.
Hold on.
Wall of fire. How long does it cast? It's a 1
Yeah.
minute.
Only for 1 minute.
Yeah, but it's very, very hot, and it's very
It's very concentrated. Because
hot enough to melt gold.
It's a level.
No,
it's a level. Not that hot, but like it's a level 5
level
spell,
4.
so it'll go through like dragon ice pretty well.
Right. I guess what I'm saying is if it's, you need to understand it might damage the goods because it's really hot fire.
Yeah.
I mean, at that point though, even if the gold liquefies, it is not going to evaporate, and we can still collect chunked gold. It just won't be coined, and that still holds value.
Okay.
Well,
I would say
gold?
if you could do this, I would
Magical
say you would
items do not hurt by
probably.
damage. It's a 4th level spell.
I would say you guys could probably take an hour.
So why don't we an hour off?
So
Okay. 3 hours for
3
that.
hours.
So why don't we go up?
To y'all. Yeah.
Why don't we go up to Makath, do what we need to do there, because we need to help her and help with the
all the collection for the scriptures.
Yeah, exactly, Valen. I think that should, because we've gathered a good amount of the horde so far, and we can go help her with this. Come back down here because we're planning to come back down this way anyways, to hopefully avoid whatever might be upstairs. And we can, on our way back through here, gauge how much time we have. Because if we need to spend more time carving the dragon, we can also have another group working on melting and collecting loot that is frozen, and then that would allow us to potentially multitask on that.
Yeah, I put it in the chat.
But we can make that call when we come back.
It'd be 5d8 fire damage, so it's an average of like 20. It lasts a minute for and it does 20 damage per 6.
That'd be about 200 damage.
So it might actually even knock off. I would say it'd probably even knock off more, like maybe 2 hours of it.
Okay. Cool.
Because that's a lot of damage.
So then let's
grab her and then come back down.
Is everyone okay with this plan?
I'm good.
Are we leaving? Wait, so what are we doing with the dragon? Are we leaving it here, or are we?
We'll leave it here. We can come back and work on some of the
Okay.
So we've done an hour worth of carving and gathering so far. We can come back to finish out the time if we decide to on our way back.
Okay.
I would say
of the things that you carved, did you at least get the cold organ?
That was the first thing on my list.
Okay. As long as we at least have
at least in terms of sorted Excel sheets, that's the first one.
All right, cool.
It's the first one I rolled for.
All right, so you guys are headed back upstairs?
Yeah, I would think so.
And we took all the items that we already found in that time, and they're in the bag of holding for now.
Yep. Once we're up here, I'll take the lead. And is the fog still around, or is it gone?
In the room you're in, it's foggy. Again, like what's creating the fog is the environment you're in.
Okay, wasn't sure if it was attached to the dragon.
No.
Okay.
While we're walking up, I'll pass by Astrid and give her a cure wounds because she still looks pretty banged up.
Okay. I'm
Yeah.
just gonna stealth and lead.
Nice roll.
Thank you. So add 10 HP to yourself.
Thank you.
Question,
You're pretty
should
stealthy.
where does she has she indicated where she wants the scriptures and the collection of the books to go, or we
Yes.
should be okay?
She
bring them back to
she
order.
noted that she wants to bring them back to the Brotherhood of the Arcane Brotherhood, which is the people that Astrid's been looking for, and they're located in Luskan,
Yes.
Luskar,
Okay.
Luskan. So we would know this.
All right, then I'm gonna start packing up stuff. With
Don't
the
touch
books
any. Like last
inside.
time you touched something, you like landed up on your ass.
No,
Let's wait for
I'm
her.
not gonna open the book. I know I made a mistake last time, and
Just hold up real quick, just so we get let's get some
her
instruction
first, so
from
she
her.
can tell us which ones to touch.
Yeah, because some of them she may not need. Some of them she
Okay.
explicitly said she was looking to regain the stolen property. So maybe
Okay.
not all of this is something that she's explicitly looking for. We can try and take what we can, but
okay.
let's prioritize what she
And
needs.
this might be this is still a dragon's lair, the post mortem, but like it still might be trapped. So like let's not just blindly grab things.
All right, as you guys head through the scriptorium, full of shelves and books, you start to head up towards the incline that led to McCathered. As you guys approach, you hear her talking.
Okay.
Conversation
I'm here, and
continues.
I can start seeing something.
Conversation begins, and you notice that McCath is speaking with another individual in the room.
I hold everyone
Within
up.
the tent?
What do you want to do?
Is she speaking to someone within the tent? Or is she outside?
This is where the
I would say yeah, they're outside of the tent.
Okay.
Can I see them right now?
If you can see them on the map, I'm gonna say you can.
What is this?
That looks like a toad.
I didn't want to make an assumption.
It literally looks like a frog.
It does, but it's also like just it's still small. Okay, so
did that not pull up for everybody?
No. There it is. Ooh.
Oh, it's so cute.
Man, he's gonna kill your ass.
I hold everyone up and just put this and go, guys, we got.
Is it talking?
I would do a perception if you want it over here.
Okay.
Are we all rolling perception, or?
Yes, I can.
I would say you guys can all, because he kind of told you guys like something's ahead. You guys can try and roll perception.
All right, everybody roll. Okay.
I would say Valen and Astrid in the back are just like they can't. All they hear is mumbling, but the brothers kind of up front, they do hear the two tones. It's very conversational. Some of the things you hear is, yes, they went down there. Obviously. No. I imagine there is no more ruler of this lair. Yes.
While this conversation is going on, I'm taking a potion of healing.
The decision is yours, but I want to continue with my works. So it was a very one-sided conversation that you heard.
It looks like she's talking to somebody here. It looks like an ice toad from where I'm standing, Do you guys look? The Ice Toads were working for the White Dragon, and it looks like they're trying to keep her here. If we want to bring her back, I think we're gonna have to get these things out of here. I can send her a message and try to ask her if she wants help right now, or we can just attack. I think message makes the most sense. I'm deleting a
Message
potion real
makes
quick.
most sense.
All right. You send the message. I'm just gonna try to fix my potions real quick. 1 second.
Okay. I will cast message to Makath and say, so it's 25 words.
No, message
We've
has no.
slain.
It's just a.
I thought it did.
It's just a sentence. Yeah, message is weird. It doesn't have the 25-word limit.
Okay. I'll message her and say, we've cleared out the, we've slain the dragon, and we've returned to help retrieve you and the knowledge that you asked us to help recover from this place. We intend to go back down towards the make our exit through the dragon's den, and to hopefully avoid any additional confrontations above on this level. Reply to this message as subtly as you can to let us know if you wish us to wait here for this toad to leave, or if you would like for us to take this one out, and we can then be on our way.
Before she sends a message, you hear you all, because you're only 30 feet away from her, you hear her say, hold on, darling, that's them. Yes, warriors, adventurers, confrontation can be avoided. Again, I'm here only for my knowledge, so, maybe if you don't just murder your way through, you can approach these like civilized people.
I'm going invisible.
We fought that with the kobold and it didn't work. All right. Liam
Can
goes
you
invisible.
insight check a message?
Yeah, can I insight check a message?
I would say she's in seeing range, so you can insight check her.
All right.
Do it.
I'm doing it. 20.
Yeah, like she's very straightforward with the interactions you had and what you know of her. She's very focused on her work. She wasn't neither scared or originally when you saw her, she wasn't scared or playing a role of a victim. She's like, and so the direction that she led this message makes you believe that no, she's still up there, just kind of stubbornly standing her ground and doesn't seem to fear anything, and doesn't seem to be like setting you up for any kind of danger.
I will. I will walk out.
She said that out loud, and I heard it, so I'm going invisible. So.
I will cautiously walk out, but as I'm walking out, I am going to drop my echo behind me with the group in case shit goes sideways.
No.
Right?
And I'm going to just slowly flank my brother.
So I'm dropping my echo back here, hopefully outside of this wall.
That'd be best, please. If you could stay within the actual framework of the game.
Oh, heck you. I'm going to start walking through walls. And I'll walk over. So I'm currently 30 feet from my echo, and I'm going to talk to
I'll follow
Makath.
behind.
As you walk out, you hear this little voice. Welcome, adventurers. You've certainly created quite the commotion. My name is Marfalb.
Give me that spelling.
Who's speaking?
It's Toad.
The toad. The
I think
ice
it's
toad.
Toad.
Cool.
This is interesting. Thank you.
Marfob. Okay.
Now, I understand that you may have some caution, but rest assured that I'm only here to talk. Please.
I'm going to insight check him. I want to know if he's actually here to talk or not. Damn, that was almost 20.
And
With-
after listening to the introduction from Marfal, I approach Maceth, and then basically start placing a posture representing that we're like at least myself, I means no hostility toward the toads.
Okay. What you do get from your inside check that you may have misgendered Marflob. She seems to be.
She don't know. She doesn't know what I would have assumed.
I'm just saying your insight.
I now know.
Uh-huh.
That's
Frogs
fine.
are-
That's better for me.
Frogs are asexual.
What does that mean?
It means that I won't fuck up next time, hopefully. I don't know.
Yeah. So you're not sure what to think of this, right?
I'm cautious, but not hostile for now.
Now, if we may take a moment to discuss everyone's next direction, it would be greatly appreciated. Would you sit with us? And she, with her little toady hand, kind of like points to the tent behind you, off to her left.
I after listening to that conversation, after listening to that statement, I would turn to Val, ask, Val, do you think we will have enough time to establish conversation with our new friend here and to get onto our transportation?
We have 9 hours, and if we are able to set the expectations upon going in we spent an hour
I think he's saying yes.
We have 10.
doing that.
Okay.
We have
10
10
hours
hours.
left.
This is
All
the
right, we have
whole
10 hours
conversation.
left.
All right.
We have 10 hours
All right.
left. If we set our expectations upon entering in this meeting, we should be okay. Just show them
All right,
respect.
then, yeah. And then I replied, then it would be our pleasure and our honor to have to learn something from you, and anything that we can help Maceth and to carry on her missions here, we would like to assist. So, and then I break out some of my rations and the refreshments to my comrades and Maceth. I don't know if, and I talked to Marfop saying that I don't know if what kind of refreshment you would enjoy, but we've just finished a pretty tiresome battle, so we would like to sit down and just relax a little while we engage the conversation.
No, that's fine. And I imagine it was a difficult, but you did fare considerably better than my master. So please. You guys are. Macath kind of just like begrudgingly shrugs her shoulders and like, all right, come on, and leads you through the backside of the tent while Morflob enters through the front. As that happens, some of her toad companions kind of like, you see them move forward, but only, you don't get the sense that they're moving in any kind of like, you don't sense danger. It's just that they always kind of stay at a pace with her. So she moved forward in the cavern, and so did they.
Makes sense.
Those of you who decide to enter the tent, finding in there again the writing desk that Macath had spent so much time at, You see her beddings and some furniture, and in the middle a long table. At the end of it, not just at the end of the table, closest to the exit, the eastern exit, is this ice toad looking at you, whose bottom jaw kind of just barely gets above the height of the table. You see her glistening spikes that look icicle-ish in nature, and she just watches. Each one of the eyes kind of just follows you guys as you enter. Who all goes inside?
I did.
Okay.
Astrid, do you wish to go in?
I can stand guard. But I can guard. If you guys want to go ahead in.
I'll stand outside within earshot, but you can go, and you had business with Macbeth, so I'll move you guys in there.
Oh.
Where's the front?
Yes. When you guys started doing work, cutting things up, digging through the ice, Darth is just like kind of rolled his eyes, and just you see him just grab his hammer.
No, it's fine. I just wanted to make sure that it made sense.
puts it in Terry's backpack and then goes poof.
Yeah.
Or in Valen's backpack.
Carry me.
Yeah. Exactly.
Well,
it would be okay. Bear with me. This would be dope if he just like calls over to Valen and be like, "Hey, Valen, catch," and like chucks it. But like as it starts flying towards him, he just like gets sucked into it.
He jumps towards it, and then the momentum of the thing carries him with it.
Yep.
Now.
Oh, there goes our dragonborn.
Have your name. As she looks at Terry, at Valen.
Okay, so my name is Valen, and me and my companions here, so we are travelers that has come to this regions, and in search, we had some business with the dragon.
My understanding is you were looking for the dragon horn, and
that would be our goal. Yes.
Unfortunately, it's been gone for some time, but I do have a proposition for you. It seems as though this place is now missing a master. I have no intentions of leaving, nor do I have intentions of standing in your way. Me and my kind, we were the caretakers for our Gathoth. And although he was a cruel master sometimes, it was my pleasure to work for him. And I hold no hardships towards you and your friends. If you befriend a dragon, you must assume you have become enemies with many. That is the life of dragons, as treacherous as our great white friend. There are still dangers here within the iceberg. You may yet not escape, but I want to rest assure you, it will not be me and my kind that stand in your way.
Understood. Well, thank you for your generosity and your hospitality for not, at least in understanding, for at least not make us your enemy. What then? Your proposition would be what?
Well, I would like to hold reign over this iceberg for mankind.
Okay.
I would like some of those pesky dragonborn or kobolds ushered from this place. The ice trolls may not cause you much harm now, they're less invested in anything but making sure that they are fed. And there's plenty of ocean life, sea life here to keep them that way. If you can help us gain control of the iceberg, I would say you are free to take what you want. You're free to walk where you must.
Okay. But haven't we cleared all the kobold out of this place?
Oh, no, child, no. There are many kobolds still around.
When did the kobolds arrive?
Some of those kobolds arrived maybe 100 years ago. Many of them have never known a life outside of this frozen tundra, but assuredly they all talk of leaving this wretched place, wretched to them, I assure you. Wonderful home to us. How you deal with them is up to you. But many of them don't want to be here. Especially now that the only reason for their being here has been slain.
I mean, if we don't, well, to be honest, we did some fair amount of exploring of this entire cabin and the iceberg, and I can talk to my company, my teams, and see what they will react. I would imagine they probably will not reject the opportunity if the end result is to allow us to take whatever horse that we find, and also to help Meketh to move her scriptures and valuable knowledge out of this place. But I guess the only thing that I'm really worried about is, would there be areas that haven't been discovered by us that will be so massive that it would take a lot of time to take care of all the kobold, or there was just only a handful among them left?
I would imagine only that there would be about 20 or so kobold left.
Okay, well, that doesn't sound too bad. Then let's say if we agree to this proposition,
Okay.
what would you do? What kind of assistance can we get from you and your people about the dragon horn?
Oh, the Dragonhorn? Like I
Yeah,
said, it's been gone for weeks.
I know, but what kind of information, or what kind of tips, or traces of that we can follow that you might know, or you might be able to offer us help?
McCath puts her hand on your shoulder. Nothing. I will tell you all about the Dragonhorn once we're out of
Okay.
here.
Okay. Well, then, Val, what's your, well, then, oh, Val is in the tent.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's Astrid who's in there with you.
All right, so, well, Astrid, what do you think? I mean, it doesn't sound like too bad of a deal.
Yeah. I do have a question for our new friend Martha.
Yes.
How would
Mhm.
you prefer that we rid you of the kobolds? Would you mind if they just disappeared? Do you want us to kill them?
I would like to
Would
be
you?
the. Would like to. Would like you to understand that I require some subtlety to this answer, and that
Hmm.
the kobolds are pests here, and if you can help us to gain control of this layer, I don't see. I don't. I don't have any reason or care for how it is done.
Okay. Okay. I know. One more question, if you don't mind.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think the kobolds are worthy of mercy?
These kobolds were brought and bred here, and they knew only one life, and that was to serve their master. There wasn't much that they did besides that. They lived a life of servitude. Does that deserve anything less than mercy?
I understand. All right. Valen, I think it's time to go talk with our compatriots.
Sure. Let's go. And as we
All right.
move out of the camp,
Oh, before I leave, sorry, Dave. Before I leave, I'll look at Macath and tell her, start getting your things together. If you wish to leave, we must start packing now.
I will not leave unless you can assure me everything that they stole from the Arcane Brotherhood comes with, and that I can bring my works with me.
You have to ask her what all.
Yeah, I mean, along with what's in the scriptorum, are you aware of anything else?
Well, I would like to look down below to see if there are any more items that it might be of interest of me in his hoard below, but certainly I would like to pack up as much of the scriptorum as possible.
Understood. We can make both of those things happen.
Then let us finally be free of this godforsaken cold.
We'll be back in momentarily, and I'll step out of the tent. Do you guys want to bump up to the hallway again? That way we don't have like 20 ice toads staring at us.
Sure.
that would be a good idea.
All right, we'll just.
Not that we're doing anything suspicious, but like at the
I'll
same
stand.
time.
I'll stand with my back to the wall so that I can still technically see out, but still talk to the rest of the group just in case.
Excuse me.
I'll stand I was gonna stand where Ashford was, so because I'm invisible.
Oh, okay. I guess we'll recount the whole proposal. I guess right now all we can see is Val, but
Yeah, no, it's
we'll
fine.
recount the whole proposal.
Just look at Val.
Well, I have a weird sixth sense that I think my brother is
No,
understanding of the current situation,
I'm
even though we
standing
may not see him. I know he could probably talk to us. It doesn't break his
No,
invisibility to
yeah.
talk.
I was just
All right.
I'm just talking
Yeah.
really quietly.
Yeah. We'll be whispering this. I think that it's clear that a power vacuum has been created with the death of this dragon, and that is what the ice toads are currently attempting to move in on.
Yep.
Mere moments after the dragon's death. Be that as it may, I see no issue with allowing the ice toads to take over here. They're not going to be, as far as I can tell, terrorizing or commanding as much of a presence as an adult white dragon might be.
Yep.
But we need to, if the idea is that we need to remove the kobolds from this place, that we have two options. We can kill them all, or we can try and request that they leave. However, we do not have any means by which to get them off of this place, and they'll have to figure that out themselves, or they can make a deal with the ice hunters potentially, but we do not have the means to give them that. I will say that based on the conversations that I had with the kobold before it froze to death, they do not like it here. They serve, but they do not like this environment. They do not like being here. So I think that if we want, there is a potential to appeal to that side of the argument, that they may be willing to vacate the area. But again, I do not believe we have the means to expressly get them off this island.
I mean, yeah, if we're going to remove the kobolds, it would have to be like on the airship, which is not an agreement or anything we've even talked about with the captain. It seems like it would have to be like an extermination mission. It would be the easiest, most direct way, which doesn't seem like he was even proposing or like necessarily wanting. The other,
but is it necessary for us to offer the transportation though? All we can tell them is that
where are they gonna go? Like, I mean, like, so like they said they want to get rid of them. So like, yeah, it's either we kill them or we remove them by another way. But there's only like we're on a sea of floating ice. Like, where else are they gonna go? Like, they're gonna want to go somewhere. Like, we have to offer if we're not gonna kill them, we have to go somewhere. I'm just saying, like, there doesn't seem like we have a lot of options. It's not like they can go wander off somewhere, like, and find another town or another whatever.
That's true.
And quite frankly, the issue with all of this is, while we can sit here and discuss the theoreticals of this, even if we want to get them off of the island in a humane way and relocate them, we do not have the time to do that within the amount of our allotted time with our mission current.
Yeah, and the other thing is, it's like, yeah, like from what you said from when you scouted earlier, this place is huge, and from what we've already seen, this place is huge. So like, if there's large parts of this and we have to go find each individual corner for where those kobolds are, we can spend another day chasing around kobolds.
Well, if the ice toads want us to take care of the kobold, they will probably lead us to where, well, at least tell us their location. I don't think
they may not be all in the same place, Valen.
That's true.
We can see if they'll be willing to go round them up for us, in a non-hostile way, and we can discuss with the kobolds. They're not unintelligent.
Style, like, what?
That would also be very quick and easy and make this a lot easier. But hopefully that's not the solution. Hopefully that is not the solution. However, as we just saw, the ice toads
scowls.
The ice toads have the numbers. We number 4 or 5 on a good day, and we do not have, like, if they wish to expedite this process, they have the numbers and the manpower to at least scout.
I know.
and bring together people so that
I would say we can
at once.
Yeah, we can definitely employ their help to round up or
we can ask. It's not a given, but we can at least ask.
Mm-hmm.
But why are we bowing to an ice toad who is just a subservient to the white dragon?
Because we don't know how much trouble they're gonna give us if we don't We don't. All right. So here's the thing.
How
In
long
order
is
to
it, we need to
secure
find out
or
how much longer it's gonna take us for Maccath to pack up everything.
no,
right?
no. Listen to me. Listen to me. The fact that we still have horse that we need to transport out of here. We still have a lot of, like you said, Macca's stuff and the scriptures and all those kind of things that we need to basically carry out of here. We don't know how much trouble we would be in if the ice toads were to stand against us. Right? The best situation is we would go. Hopefully, well, we like you said, well, time is a concern, and I already expressed my concerns to the ice toads, and they already told me, and they already told us that it shouldn't take us too much time because there should only be like a dozen or two cabal left.
1,000 or 2? Is that what you said?
No, a dozen or two.
Yeah, but those dozen or 2 could be spread out, and we also like what if they're telling the truth? Like we've dealt with toad-based people in the past, and they were quick to double cross anybody to get themselves in.
That's true. The Dragon Castle, the castle.
Like these are not like they were subservient to a dragon. We beat the dragon. They're not here on a good day. Like, let's see how. Like, fine, we don't get to finish the complete horde downstairs, but let's see what. Like we get. How long does it take us to get what Maccath needs out of here? And let's make our decision based off of that. If we say yes to the ice toads, we'll follow behind them in a little bit, and then we get everything out and we go downstairs and get everything down there and we go up. We can head out of here. We don't have to deal with the power vacuum that's left here, and we can get out of here in the next hour or two. And that's going straight to the feeding hold that we're gonna go out, right? So like, let's not like that. Why are we doing their bidding just because? I mean, I don't know. I just don't trust them out of the gate. They don't immediately want to do.
Well, if you want to risk it, well, yeah.
I'm not
Well, then if you want to risk, no, but you are though. No, Liam. But if essentially, if we're not gonna comply, then we're risking them becoming our enemies, right?
We're risking something either way. So there's risk involved on either side.
Okay, well then the group decide. I say I will help, but I don't know, Val. But Val already said that he's fine with it.
We still need a full answer. We need to figure out how long it would take Maccath to get everything she wants.
Okay.
What's up?
Otherwise, we might miss our ship, and then we successfully
No, then let's go back and talk to her. Then let's go back and talk to her.
We got a little bit less than 10 hours.
All right, let's go back and talk to him.
I'm invisible. I can fight now if we need to.
I'll go back in.
Can't move Terry.
Yep.
How far has Maccath gotten in her packing process in the 10 minutes that we've been sitting in the corner discussing?
You're muted.
She hasn't left her tent. You walk into her and she's kind of just gathering up things, organizing papers and stuff. She hasn't begun to pack her clothes or any of her belongings. So yeah, and her part of the things that she asked of you all is that the scriptorium is packed, which is hundreds of books.
Yes.
So that will take a considerable amount of time.
Okay.
Hey, Maccath, if we were to start working on packing up the scriptorium, is there anything that we need to watch out for, or is it just, can we put these books into our extra dimensional bag of holding space to help alleviate some of the packing process?
That's certainly would help if you could put as much as you can into a bag of holding. That would Yes, that will speed up this process quite a bit, but I expect it still would be a couple, 2-3 hours for me to get everything I need.
Okay, and you do not have any knowledge of anything other than trying to read some of these tomes. Handling them and putting them and storing them should not be any of any issue, correct?
I think I should go to the scriptorum and supervise
Okay,
with
will
this
you be
because
willing to
there
come do
are
this?
some things that
Y-
very dangerous.
All right.
Yeah, because the last time I was there, I was in there for some reason. I was in the trance after opening some book. So if
Yes,
Well,
if
that's
you can
because you
give
opened a
us,
book.
that is a funny book you opened.
All right.
But
So 2 to 3 hours for that. Put us at 8 to 7 hours left.
Well, while we're doing that, would it? I guess I could just ask her.
Yeah, ask Marfold.
Yeah, would it be possible for them to kind of scope out the rest of the caves and tell us where the kobolds are?
You and your the rest of your underlings, Marfold. You and the rest of your toads.
oh no, these are not my underlings. These are family. These are my ilk.
Would
Um,
you and your family be willing to help us with this so that we can come
As
to
long
a
as you're willing to
agreement?
help us, sure, we can help round up or at least take account of where all the kobolds are. Sure.
If they are willing to gather, that would be preferable. That way we can address them all at once.
Okay.
However, if they prove unwilling, just make note of their location and we'll do our best.
I'm going to do something interesting, I hope. I'm going to take out the black dragon mask, and I'm still attuned to it, so I'm going to like put it on. Marfold, let the kobolds know that if they need it, the next in command for them is the owner of this mask, and that is currently me, and they need to hear my words. Can you please ask them to gather so that I might address them?
Yes. Okay.
I will be ready in 2 to 3 hours once this is done.
Okay. Behind you, you hear like the scattering of many toady feet as they head out to gather up. So, what is it that you want to do now? I would say you guys have several choices. At some point, you guys want to go back downstairs and continue to gather to work through the ice. You need to start packing up the scriptorum. There is discussions with above ice, on top of the iceberg, that need to be had with the ice hunters and the crew. Not all of these things have to happen in chronological order. Some of them can all be happening at the same time to save you time.
Okay. Well,
then I will volunteer myself to probably make it handling with the book and scripture.
Okay, so McCath and Valen are heading into the scriptorum.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to be there as well. I have the bag of holding.
Yeah, and I think all of us want to be in there.
I think all of us should work on that for now to
What's
make sure
the
that the
reasoning behind
scriptorum
that?
gets make sure the scriptorum gets packed up. What's up?
well, if y'all are doing that, good. So you said roughly 2 hours for the scriptorum?
Yes.
That's the same amount of time it would take to melt with the rest of the stuff down below.
Yes. That you and David were gonna, or you, I'm sorry, you and Val were gonna do.
We only have one bag of holding, so he has to go one place.
Can you sleep the bag of holding? Or is it an attunement?
No, it's not
No.
a team. I can leave it with them.
Like,
We
there's
just
only
when
one of
we can
them.
gather everything, but then we have to spend time after on top of the 2 hours to actually put it into the bag of holding once they get down there.
Yeah, but that takes
Yeah.
way less time than melting the ice.
So I could get a head start on that. That way we're being as efficient
Buddy,
as possible.
Astrid, if you recall, buddy system might be the best.
Well, I'm not saying I go down there by myself.
Okay. Then if
I must, I will.
Liam, will you keep an eye on the going ons up here? I can continue to work on doing some harvesting of the dragon while we're down there. And I can keep an eye out for her as well
I'll stick
while
up
she works
here.
on this.
I guess I'll
Astrid,
drop
are you okay with
visibility.
this?
Yeah.
I'll hand Liam the bag of holding while before he runs off or before we walk down.
Alright.
I'm up here.
Yeah.
Are they bringing the toads up here or what? What was the
Toads
implication?
dispersed.
I was going to ask.
Sorry, where are they bringing the
Marla.
kobolds? Are they bringing the kobolds to
Yeah.
us, or are we going to the kobolds?
They
Oh.
haven't said they're gonna spend the next 2 hours trying to gather up all the kobolds.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, then that's where
Well,
we're
do we
at.
want to tell them if they can gather them where to meet us?
Yeah, the
Because
farthest place away around here from here, and then we can just
Give me a second. While you figure this out, give me a second.
I was
Okay.
I was potentially thinking we have them
gather them
them
in that storeroom.
in the storeroom or at the I guess the area with the broken ship is too close to the exit that we're trying to get to.
No, it's not that close. I mean, that would be not a bad place because we can get.
But that's literally 2 turns from where the feeding hole was.
Mm-hmm.
It was not 2 turns.
It's down.
Oh, you mean like 2 like this?
Yeah.
Not like 2 rounds.
No, it's like
Okay.
two corridors away. Versus if we kept them in the big area, the big room that we got before having to climb up the hill to get to this place. If they meet there, that'd be far enough away from the ice feeding hole that if we want to, and we actually get Metcalf to follow us down below, we can actually go over to the feeding hole.
She had expressed that she wanted to go.
But she also wants to get out of here without getting into any fights.
If we have everything packed up and ready to go, like, and we're done, then like there's no incentive to do the next thing.
Yeah. All right. Would it be possible then, DM, for me to, before I've left, to address Marfold and say, can you meet us down in the room that is adjacent to the room that we're currently in? So the one that's below the that steep incline we came up before we found the trolls. There's that big room that we thought was empty that one time.
You want her to meet you there?
Yeah, like so that way we have a designated place to meet back up.
Okay.
And then I'll say you can continue with Liam and Valen at this point, since me and Astrid are in a different location.
I want both Liam and Val to do performance checks with advantage.
Performance?
Okay.
Nice.
Wait, he said
No, I'm sorry. It's
Valen.
supposed to be Valen and Liam.
Oh yeah, you want us
I heard-
performance check?
I heard Val,
Yeah.
sorry.
Okay,
With advantage.
got it.
God, I mean, I'm so bad at performance.
There's going to be one occasion where you grab a book and you hear McCath say, "No, idiot, not that one. It's not the one I pointed to." I need you to roll a d4.
Okay.
No, not you, Valen.
Oh, it's okay.
Liam, you had grabbed for a book, and immediately as you grabbed for it, it just like knocks you backward into the wall. You shake it off a little bit, you take 4 damage.
Cool.
It told you to be careful. This will work for.
Can I ask a dumb
better
question?
listeners.
If she's blind, how does she know which book I reached for?
It's her scriptorian. She can sense it.
She's actually
She's-
Daredevil.
Mm-hmm. She can
Magic.
sense it.
I'm just asking.
Magic. The answer is always magic.
Just want to know how she knows. The answer's magic. I want to know what magic. All right.
No. If you want to know more about magic, I have some readings for you. But for now, help me get these books into this bag.
Yeah. No.
Questions later.
I definitely have questions.
I do appreciate the curious mind.
Just it's impressive.
things that you know about me you think are impressive now. Wait.
I have a list of questions about magic. If we can, hopefully these books have them. Just
Bah, I've been studying here quite a while, and there is lots and lots of knowledge here. We will figure it out. But first, get the books.
can I
All right.
can I pose a question at any point, or do you want me to keep rolling with this?
Every time you want to pose a question, I need you to do another performance check.
With advantage?
Yes, with advantage, because she is giving you guidance. Like she's trying to tell you which
All right.
books.
I'll do this one, but I want to ask a question. I'm looking for like something in general. I rolled. I don't know where it went. There it is.
You can successfully ask a question.
Do you know of any like spell books in all of these? Like, I'm just
There are some.
there's a lot of books here.
There
I'm
are some rudimentary spell books. Let's say I've found some that were brought here by some unfortunate adventurers, and they're of hardly any interest to me. There
Can
was
can you make sure to,
at least
before
one.
we leave, can we grab one?
Yes, well, when you help me unpack at the Brotherhood, or at least when we're out of this icy cave,
I just don't want
can
to
help
leave
you.
one of those. I'll leave those behind if possible. Thank you.
Right. She kind of looks around. Here, this is certainly one, and she tosses you one. It's kind of has a soft leather cover. It has a little bit of like burn and scorch to the sides of it. Can I get an investigation real quick?
From
This is all you.
Liam or okay.
You look through it and it's very empty. It seems like a very novice book. There are some scribblings on it in the first few pages, maybe like the first 8 pages of this 100-page book that that are filled with scribblings and stuff.
Thank you. You'll have to maybe later, once we're out of this area, help me translate some of what this is. My arcane
Sure.
is
If it doesn't interfere with my greater works, but yes, I can certainly spend some time showing baby his first book.
I might have some additional books for you if you help me with this.
Now, that is an interesting proposition. To work.
Yep. Thank you.
Do you need to do any more checks? Because are you good for now?
I mean, those are the main questions I had immediately.
Okay.
I'll be looking for like anything that looks like it has spells book, like any other spell books or
general
spells,
investigation
like,
checks for cool shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want me to roll a general investigation or no?
I would say
I
in
was
the
just
midst
blurting
of
shit
all
out, I'm
this,
sorry.
you're not going to be
we're
doing
kind of
that.
focusing. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Down below, what's happening?
Um.
I'm gonna perception check to make sure nothing else is trying to kill us.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll help.
You're on lookout duty.
Jesus,
You guys are already downstairs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking hell. All right. So Ash, no, you gave me you helping me gave advantage to the roll. All right, Astrid.
But
What was this
Not
idea you
yourself.
had
with
for?
the +5? He's still
Right, right. It's isn't that? I'm so
Listen.
tired of this. Anyways, Astrid, you said that you had an idea to help speed this process up. Do you need, like, other than me keeping a lookout, do you need me to do anything for that, or can I continue to work on old Scaly over here?
You can continue to work. If I understand this new staff that your friend gave me, we should be able to speed up the melting of the ice relatively quickly. So I'll go over to where the rest of the horde is frozen in the ice and cast. That was weird.
There's
Cast-
been a delay on the stuff, so don't worry
That
about
was
it.
a huge
Okay.
delay.
I like. Sorry, I got very distracted. I'll cast
Yeah, me
Wall of Fire. And basically, with that, if you need me to put it in the chat, I can.
Put it in the chat.
Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat.
I don't know why it's telling me to roll, but
It's fine. Don't worry about
so I can create a wall of fire on a solid surface within range. And I can make it up to 60 feet. So I just kind of want to encompass that entire like pile of gold if possible. So make the wall basically into a circle.
that. Here, I can help.
Yeah.
Me and Valen
So
aren't there, but
artist.
don't delete our characters so that I can still see for the stream.
No, heck you. We couldn't see shit. No, we'll leave it up.
Just bump me. Well, I'll probably want to stay in.
What was the radius?
It's not it's a 20. It's
It says it in the thing.
60
It's 20
feet long.
It's
No, but
60
it's the
feet
ra-
long.
No, there's
Yes.
a diameter. No, 20 foot in diameter. Ring wall up to 20 feet diameter.
So that's 2 boxes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. I didn't read the full thing. You know, like a pro.
So that should be. Why is? Oh, I grabbed you in there too.
It's fine. I mean, I'm
Sorry.
attached to it, so it doesn't matter.
All right, please. All
And
right.
you can make the inside
So
or outside.
that should be. Wait, was it
Yeah,
20
I'm
foot?
making the inside.
It was 20 foot diameter, right?
20 foot
Yeah, so it
diameter.
should be.
Okay, yeah. So
Cover
this
40,
this
right?
circle is. Yeah, this circle is
diameter
pretty.
is across. Radius.
All the way
is
Yes.
half.
Yeah, that should
This
be correct.
this is pretty much correct.
Yeah, so
So-
put it. I mean, I guess with that, I'll have to do 2 if that's an accurate representation.
Well,
No.
is the map here showing that theoretically is all the stuff that we've already picked up?
No,
This-
it's not. This is
That's
where
also
you
stuff
want to
that's
be.
frozen.
You basically
Okay.
scraped off the loose layer, and then this is the horde.
Okay.
So I'm gonna have to.
So then, if we need to, we'll cast. She says she'll cast 2 of them.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
3. Yeah, I have enough to cast 2.
Um,
So I'll
Okay.
do it twice. It's. Do you want me to roll damage?
No, I mean,
No,
So it's concentration for
1 minute.
a minute.
so you do one for a minute, another one for a minute,
Yeah.
and then so that point. So let's just hear so what you're doing.
So basically, I'm going to use the staff to create a ring of fire where it's hot on the. With wall of fire, you can choose which side is warm. So I'll make it hot on the inside. That way, hopefully as it melts, it also sinks in and kind of melts as much of the ice as possible to free up as much of what's below the ice as possible.
Okay. So all of a sudden, this huge cavern that's mostly been in darkness just kind of lights up. These walls of flames just shoot up into the air, and you see kind of how massive and tall this layer has been, with these mighty icicle stalactites hanging above you. Lights up into the distance, and you see these great walls of ice on all sides. For a brief couple minutes that this has been cast, you see the vast expanse of this layer that's this underneath layer in which the great white beast had been roaming. It's a little hard to imagine that this is only one of his layers, but as the fire starts to dissipate, you see this water just kind of start running down south and to the east, as much of the gold is now sitting above the ice that it had originally been in. You start to see just some of the age and some of the like the stuff on the top you had seen still kind of shiny new, but towards the bottom you see that these are decades old, hundreds of years old treasures that have been stored here for a while. You guys over the next couple hours start to dig this up. You taking your time with it. You're kind of doing the work of two people with this one spell.
Ooh.
I would
while
say.
she's sorry.
Mhm. No, go for it.
I was gonna say while she's working on that, and I'm keeping an eye out. I will say I did roll perception. However, I would be working on the dragon stuff as well with what I can. The stuff that's not as volatile as the Draconis Fundamentium, because Valen already helped me get that and the Gizzard out. So thankfully, nothing that might explode on me. But I'm working on that stuff during all that, and I've already done all my rolls and whatnot for that. I would think my passive perception would be the stat that would be used for me, kind of keeping an eye out, but not actively watching. Does that make sense? Because I'm working on dragon.
There was a point where you looked up from your work when these big walls of fire were going on, and you looked around and you saw this cavern, and it just seemed empty and desolate.
Okay.
And the only thing you heard was the crashing of the sea of ice, the same ominous cracking of all these ice colliding into each other. But for the life of you, you don't even get a sense that there's anything living or undead in this space.
Then my next question is, would you, as the DM, knowing the situation that we are in and knowing the conditions that I'm attempting to harvest in, would you impose any amount of penalty or reduction in the amount harvested due to the time constraint or the conditions that I'm working under?
I would say there's only one thing that has been holding you back as you work down here, and that is the cold. In this layer, the bottom level of this giant floating iceberg, you are beneath the frozen waters at this point. You do struggle with some of this, and you noticeably, the longer you're down here, and this is past when the fires have died down, without an ability to warm yourself, you're going to struggle to get the maximum amount of harvest.
Makes sense.
So I'm going to say you do have an opportunity as you're working through this over the next couple hours that you're down there and you're cutting in and you're sawing and you're doing these things. You notice that your hands are starting to get like real tight, getting cold. You have gear on, but as the longer you're down there and the further this progresses, it starts to get more difficult. It's so bitter cold. If you have an opportunity to do something about it, you should take it. But if you don't, then I'd say like probably 10% of your harvest starts to dissipate.
Sure. I have both a tinder box, and all of my torches are in the bag of holding, so I do not have those on me. I have a tinder box, but I don't know if that would particularly warm me enough to do that. I'm okay, especially for the story. I'm okay with in the conditions with taking a 10% penalty, and I'll calculate that off later.
Unless Asher, who's also down there, can help.
Other than shooting a fireball at you?
Did you put something on fire? Like, do you have something like kind of
I mean, I could. Oh, ooh, let me look at my equipment. Hold on. Sorry. I have a torch.
Yeah, just
Oh, hey, Astrid.
Yeah, I'll use one of
Can
my
we-
torches.
Can you come? Can you help me with this and like maybe hold that over here? I can
Yeah,
try
I'll
and
hold the torch for
get
more
a-
light as well as
warm it up.
hand thawing.
I would say this probably benefits both of you as you guys are both working in this space trying to do your things. You from time to time you stop. So this kind of adds to the time you get, but not by much.
Well, would it also?
Because it only took her 2 minutes to do the
melt.
thawing.
Yeah.
So like for the rest of the 2 to 3 hours, she'd potentially be helping me or using
Yeah,
fire.
because I don't have anywhere to put.
Or you could use firebolt for however many more rounds you need to continue to thaw out any more of the space for
well,
little
I guess I didn't ask that.
Yeah, but you'd be able to help me or help keep both of us warm
Okay,
with
so
that.
I would say you guys are 100% successful. Like you get all of it because you continue to use torches, and if you want these spells, probably the best option it would be these spells.
Yeah, it's a cantrip
Firebolt
that she
or
has for firebolt.
Oh.
Yeah.
Then
So
It's firebolt. It's like a ranged attack, but
we used it before. We used like darts produce flame for the similar to similar
I mean, if
degrees.
that's possible.
Yep,
I'll do that.
I think that's possible. There are parts of this dragon that you don't need, and so you can light that on fire.
Okay. I mean,
create-
I
in
would
creative
assume I would
ways.
know the best ways
Yeah.
to do that.
We can do that.
Okay, so
Like part of their mucus is very flammable.
I would say at this point, the people upstairs have gotten about 3 hours worth of the books into the bag of holding. You guys are in a different situation in which you have much of this material carved and laid out, whether it's gold or guts, but you don't have the greatest way of transporting right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Upstairs team, how are you guys going to handle this next bit? You guys have successfully looted this scriptorum.
I thought we were looted. I thought we were. Oh, okay. Because Macaz was taking it away. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, I don't know. So, I thought no, but the DM. I thought we have enough bag of holding to transport a goat, didn't we?
Yeah.
We do.
No,
We
you
have
have the bag of
we have it
holding.
up here. They've been working on stuff downstairs. It's just loose.
Okay.
If we're done, I can go over to the hole and cast message to my brother and say, "Hey, come catch the bag of holding and just drop it down."
Then I will. Well, basically, I mean, sensing that we probably coming down to an end of all the collection and the reviewing of the scriptures, I turn to Macaz and ask her, do you think we have gathered all the knowledge that you want to obtain from the scriptorian?
I am curious if I can go downstairs and rummage
our
through.
exit's downstairs. So if you want, we can all go downstairs right now.
Yeah, we can all go downstairs right now if we were ready.
I don't believe there's an exit we could survive downstairs.
There's an exit.
Okay.
Wait. What do you mean by you don't think there's an exit we can all survive downstairs?
Well, Argathor, the only way that he was able to enter and exit his lair below was to go down through the water.
We're gonna go back up through his feeding hole.
Oh, so
and then that'll be right near the ladder that takes us upstairs. So
Got it.
We're gonna be traveling. Actually, our whole plan was to travel on the layer below, come back up through that hole, and then go up from there because it's closer and it bypasses everyone else. So, if we already have everything you need right here, we can all just go downstairs.
Yes, let's go. I'm sure you know what you're doing.
Okay.
So, we'll go down one at a time.
Why don't
Bailey, go
we
first.
just let DM to move all of us? Would be easier that way, won't it?
Right, but I'm just trying to
let
determine
me-
things real quick.
Just grab McCath. So as you
That's her thing.
lead her downstairs,
I'm a giant still, but whatever.
let's see, copy. I'll have you delete yourself here in a second. This is, I have to admit, this is my first time down here. This bastard kept me up there, away from. She kind of overlooks all of the remnants of where this gems and golds used to be, and I'm a little disappointed that there wasn't anything more. What all did you find down here?
To help,
Curiosity's sake only.
sure. McCath, to help with that. Liam, can you pass me the bag real quick?
Yeah, I passed in the bag.
And with that, I'll show at least the items that were found in the hoard, and what we have is a headband, a musical instrument, a mace, a sword, and an axe.
Plus some jewels.
These are the
and
and everything else just seems to be jewels and gold. And then I'll start scooping out some of the gold that we finally got and put it into the bag while we're doing this. Hey Astrid, can you help me with this?
Sure.
I'm on protection duty.
Can I as I'm scooping, can I just kind of can I just like as I'm scooping, can I look and see kind of if what's there other than the obvious of gold and jewels?
What's there? Honestly, all of this that you find in this particular is mostly gold. The things of interest that you found were kind of amongst the top. He seems as though it's almost as if like this is his hoard, but he did gain some value in some of the things. So the most precious of these items seem to have been at the top. Everything below, besides, so amongst it, you only really find another 7,500 gold pieces.
Okay.
And about 700 platinum.
Okay. We'll just scoop that all into the bag of holding and figure it out later.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the sooner we get out of here, the better.
But which items are you showing, McCath?
It was the only items that were provided or the only descriptions that we were given as players is a headband, a musical instrument, a mace, a sword, and an axe.
Interesting.
We do not know what they are. And we haven't done anything with them. We just put them back.
You know, I have read about some of these items. I don't know if now's the time to tell you, but
we can wait for sure. We have more pressing matters, and your safety is certainly one of them, and the safety of the knowledge that we're helping to transport. Those are two of our highest priorities
yes,
currently.
I'm eager to get out of here. So, if you have what you need, let's continue. It seems as though I did see 2 books amongst this, and I would like to look at them further.
2 books.
She would not have seen the book that Valen picked up. He has that in his inventory. It's not in the bag.
Does he?
So unless he gives that information out, which Terry, you do not have to give out that information. That's completely up to you and your decision. But
okay,
he would have that, and I don't remember there being another book.
There's only one book that you ever told us about.
Yeah, you only said there was the book that Verilyn picked up.
Okay, you're right. Okay, so there are no books. Yeah, my bad.
if you want there to be another book, there can be a book. She can point it out and be like, hey, there's a book sitting over there. Okay, never
Well,
mind.
the book probably would have caught on fire.
If it's magic,
it's
it's
magic,
true.
it's not.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, if it is magically imbued, magic items are resistant to destruction unless they are dispelled of magic.
I
Yeah.
guess what I was trying to say is one amongst this that your guys are digging through, there was a book. This isn't
Okay.
Valen's book. There is a book.
So then I'm adding that to the list that would have been in the bag of holding or among the scattered remains currently. She's welcome to look at that.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, we just didn't have that information, and I wanted to make sure that Valen didn't give anyone the book that he picked up.
Right. Yeah. No, Valen has.
Yeah, there's only one book that you told us
All right, so so for everybody's clarity, I am adding another undescribed book to the list of unidentified items we've gotten.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
Also,
Did she
so
take it, or did she just want to look at it, or did we?
Well, as she looked through it, she picked it up. She has it.
Okay.
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 Why
Um,
that book? I'm gonna ask her
Matt,
while
do you want
we're
us to
there.
continue to add that to the rest of the stuff
Yeah,
that we need
let's-
to pick up?
Keep going.
Do you want to put that? Yeah. Do you want to put that with the rest of the books that are in the bag of holding? And why was that one down here with not with the library upstairs?
Well, like I had told you, he provides the research. It was his request of me to decipher the magical items that he obtained. The scriptorum, of course, was all brought here by him, not mine. So, as I had hoped, I would find more items of interest down here. Unfortunately, it seems to be only one book. I'm a little disappointed myself.
Well,
But since you guys told me you'd help me,
Can I
Get all
can
the
I
back to
can
the
I look at the
arcane book?
book from where I am?
you could roll with a disadvantage.
So what I'm trying to
mean-
see is is it a book or does it look like it's a spell book? Because she showed me a spell book right now, or does it look like it's something
don't-
else? Like, does it look like it
I
have
don't-
bindings on it? Does it look like it has? I'm trying to figure
I
out
mean,
what the
all-
description of. I'm trying to figure out a description.
No, I don't think you have the spell books and books. They're not.
Spellbook
that
was the wrong
different because-
description. Spellbook was the wrong description. I'm trying to figure out if I can perceive a description of the book she's pocketing.
Yeah, go ahead and do an investigation. It's old. It's very old, and it seems like the leather hide on it has intricate etching, but it doesn't say anything. It doesn't have any
No title on it or anything like that.
no title or anything.
Gotcha. I said spellbook first because we were just talking about a spellbook upstairs. I'm sorry, that wasn't my intention.
Yeah, it's probably has nothing to do with your obsession with spellbooks. All right.
No, you.
Okay.
We're talking about books now, and I'm like, I gotta know. First edition Harry Potter. What do you got over there, huh? Okay.
It's first edition of Leonard Nimoy's all you can eat chicken.
That would be worth a lot of money, I bet.
Everything's worth money to somebody. All right, what are we doing?
If
So
we
you guys
finish gathering the horde and the
I
dragon
think
part, we would probably continue
We should
to
start
roll
moving.
this out.
Yeah.
All right.
Shit, where did you move us?
Oh god.
Yeah, I'm gonna zoom out just so I can follow.
I think you just flipped the map.
No, he didn't.
No.
He moved us so far to the
No.
right.
We
Oh.
moved.
All right. Yeah, the plan is.
Yeah, you guys can go ahead and zoom out.
The
I've
plan
zoomed
is
out.
we're gonna just travel east from here, in the direction of where the feeding hole will be. On the ground there should probably be bones or something, we'd imagine, whatever, but we kind of have an idea where the feeding hole will be. We're gonna get there.
And she takes you to the point. Here we are. It's a good 40, 50 feet above us. And you look up and you just see this, in the darkness of this, you just see this slight little tiny ring. It's hard to see, There's no light. But like Liam has said, you do see some remnants of discarded fish and seals and whale bones down here.
All right. I picked it up last time, or it's in the bag of holding. Either way, we're gonna need to use some of the pulley and rope that we found from upstairs. We found pulley and rope when we first got here. It was in the shark. When we first came down.
To my knowledge, you guys didn't take the pulley, right?
I explicitly took the pulley and rope.
Okay.
I wrote it down.
Okay, just making sure, because it's you guys just didn't hook it up.
No, we didn't hook it up to anything. I didn't have anything to hook it up to. So I said I took the pulley and rope. I wrote it down. Hold on.
Well, we also have all the climbing gear, so we have enough of that
but
between anybody.
The pulley and rope will make it easier for everyone to come back to get up from the bottom. So what we can do is. The first room.
I'll fly up on the broom. I have climbing gear. I have Pitten. I have the movable rod. Huh? I'll take whatever's in the bag of holding, the pulley, or if Liam hands me some, I'll bring that up with me and I'll start setting up a.
Use the pulley and rope that I sent.
Is there a roll?
Never-ending rope.
Sure.
So you
Is
just take
there a
this, hook
roll?
that up there, and run that down.
Okay.
Sorry.
Is there a roll that you would like me to make, DM, to set this up?
No.
Okay. I set a check.
Is there a roll you would like to make?
I don't know.
Okay, just had to check.
Thank you. So I'll set up the oh god, the pulleys. I'll anchor it with the movable rod, and I'll make sure to do this. I will make sure to do this on the side that has not crumbled and that does not look like it is about to crumble. Because we encountered that before, and me knowing this, I would make sure to avoid that and set this up in the most safe and logical way possible.
I can't remember how to get you to the area I want. As you pull up,
you drag this over a little bit, but
yeah. As you pull up, I put you on the map just so you could see. As you come up out of this hole, you hear this voice. Wise choice to use this. You see Malfrob standing there at the edge of it.
DM's always playing games with us. Hello, Malfrob.
Is there? Hello. I didn't think I got a chance to get your name.
My name is Valimar.
Hello, Val. Well, we have managed to round up quite a bit of the kobolds for you. Unfortunately, they were anxious and a little paranoid. They didn't quite want to go to the meetup spots. And I thought maybe you all might pop your way up this way. I thought I'd catch you before you able to leave. So, may we discuss what to do with the kobolds next?
Very well.
Can I hear?
No, you guys are.
You definitely can't.
60 feet below.
I'll send a quick message to somebody. I'll send a quick message to Liam. let him know Marfold found us and is asking us to go meet with the kobolds. And I will. Did I get to set up? Did I get to? I don't know. Did I get to set up the pulleys, or was it like? Was she just like sitting there waiting for me and immediately talk to me once I like popped up out of the hole?
Yeah, you can still, if you want, you can still set it up. I would say just do a performance check real quick.
Okay.
So as she's talking to you, you're just like you're playing it off real cool, right? And you're setting up the pulley, and you're doing the string, and you're just like, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
And this is the never-ending rope, right?
Yeah, I sent it up with that, so I'll just cut it at the bottom.
So yes,
we'll just set it however we need to.
Okay, so this rope you'd assume is like, we'll say like 100 feet long at this point.
Around.
No, yeah.
Yeah, all the way
Enough
up,
to
all
kind
the
of
way down.
loop up and
Yeah,
up
that's why,
and down.
That's why I did it
Okay.
that way, so that we weren't going to worry about the
Okay.
length of the rope.
All right. Will your friends be joining us soon, or should we expect them later?
Do you need them to be there, or will I suffice?
I believe you said that you wanted to speak to them directly.
He had to put us in this kind of situation. It's a hard choice, man. The heck?
They are waiting for you. Although I would, put your mask back on.
Well, my mask didn't come off.
Oh, okay. I thought you had only put it on to like as.
Okay, fine. I'll put it back. Oh,
okay.
That makes sense. I'll put it back on. All right.
Okay.
Whatever. Listen. All right. I'll place the mask back on. And I will go with them.
Okay.
You guys need to get out.
Yeah.
Wait, you're going without? Wait, you're leaving us?
The rope's there.
The rope's there.
But why would you go without us?
Well,
'Cause
I'll tie one
she
end of
asked
the
them-
rope I'll tie one end of the rope while this is going on. Seeing that it's secure and everything, I'll start tying one end of the rope into a loop for someone to put their foot in and look at everybody and say, who's first?
I'm gonna go up first.
At no
Okay.
point do you guys think there's any danger. So there's
Yeah.
no sense of urgency.
He cast message to me.
Oh, he did? Okay. Yeah.
And then I relayed it to everybody. So like they're up there. So
All right.
expect some awkwardness when we get up. Valen, do you still have ability to cast a charm person?
Charm person? Let me see.
Do you use the first level spells?
Who's coming up?
I'm going up first.
Okay.
Okay.
This is while he was still talking up there.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Then, if we can see the leader of these ice toads, we might need a charm person them to let us walk out of here.
No, the leader of the ice toads escorted.
I don't know where they are.
Okay, so then
I'm just saying this to Valen as David was talking, or Val was upstairs talking to him. I'm asking Valen this.
Well, if it really comes down to that point, then yes, I can use a charm person.
Okay, so then I'll go up first.
All right.
As you breach the ring of the circle, you come up. You recognize this place from earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And to your right,
Eva, I cannot see. Like I have a black screen on the map.
I don't know why.
And I've scrolled over the entirety of it.
Don't know why, but because it was working fine. Somewhere else.
Okay, that showed up.
There it is.
Liam immediately, like as he comes up from this hole, he just sees this huge hulking beast in front of him, like with this saliva coming down. You notice the fangs immediately as he kind of like looks at you. He's got those giant fur around his neck, his biceps, his elbows, his hips. And he just you're
Care for the
immediately
cobalt trouble?
confronted. Trouble. Here for trouble.
Yep, just we're taking care of it. Just give me a second to get the rest of my crew, and we just finished up with some downstairs, and we'll be cleaning up the rest up here.
You notice in his hand he's got like this giant salmon, and he just rips off the head of it.
You can just enjoy that right there. We'll take care of your past problem. Don't you worry.
Meanwhile, Val enters one of the rooms that you guys had previously been in. This giant cavern that was filled with trophies. One in particular was a ship that had not been destroyed. This oddity amongst all of these things that had standed the test of time beyond all odds. In there, you see just this massive huddle of kobolds all standing there. As you enter, they all just kind of like they start moving around in anticipation. Your mask on now, right?
So in Draconic, I will address them. And say, you all know that your master has been slain. However, that does not mean that your lives are forfeit. You can continue to serve and continue to live. From my understanding, while you were serving out of respect, you did not particularly adhere well to this environment.
There's lots of
What I offer is a chance for you to move on to anywhere that is warmer.
Oh, you get some applause. Like there's an uptick in interest at that.
As you can see over here, a ship is still intact. And on that ship, there resides a bit of your previous master's hoard. Since it is I and my companions who were tasked with carrying on the hoard and the mission your previous master held, I am bequeathing onto you half of what is on that ship. The rest you will leave here for Marfold and her kin. Do this, and you will be free of this desolate climate. You can head south. Go ahead.
No, keep going.
You can head south. And you can You can find service in DM. What was that town where the woman and her son were?
My God, how long ago?
It was a while ago,
Before
but it was on the
Yandi?
road. Yeah, it was before Zonde.
Okay, that would have been south of Baldur's Gate.
Yep.
That would have been like east of Candlekeep.
I will tell them if I knew the actual name of that place, I would say the name, but as a player, I don't actually remember the name of that place. I will tell them you will find a homestead with fields to be worked and my followers to be protected. These are also followers of our queen, Tiamat, and I'll hold up the Tiamat salute to the kobolds.
Can you please do that for the camera?
Well, for them, they would know it as the five hands because they're lower.
Did I not set up a trap for that? Okay.
Um,
As soon as you do it, they gasp. Oh, yo, Tiamat. In Draconic, and they bow.
and I'll say,
Can I get a persuasion?
do
With
I
advantage?
get? Okay, I was gonna say, technically, the Black Dragon Mask gives me advantage on Draconic.
Yeah.
Stuff. All right. Persuasion. It's not that I'm
This
good
would-
at it.
I was gonna say, so would this be super persuasion then?
I'll take super persuasion. I have a +0, and I'm not good at rolling
Yeah,
in
with
general.
with your rolls, let's just do a super persuasion.
Yeah.
A 1, a 1, and a 2. Here we go.
Wow.
Hey. Hey.
Nice roll.
One of the kobolds walks forward. Master, yes, we are so anxious to leave this place. And as that's happening, just like all these kobolds start storming this ship, and it's just like monkeys as they
Black Friday.
kind of like they're climbing all over it. They're running up the mast of it, and Master, we have one problem. That is, how do we get this ship to the sea? And
I'll turn to
you notice
Marfold.
that this whole wall behind it is ice, and it's frozen within the ice.
I'll turn
So
to
you
Marfold and say, Marfold, it seems we've come to an agreement. However, in order for this agreement and all parties to profit and prosper,
There.
I would like
Like
to
in
request that. No, I'm speaking in common to her.
I know, I'm just joking.
I would like to ask that we have your assistance and the assistance of any other citizens or denizens of this region to help us move free the ship and then move it out so that we can so that we might be able to set our friends here on their journey. Be that of the ice trolls for their brute strength, or any other means that you have to help dislodge and potentially help get the ship seaworthy.
This is quite the clever solution to this. It does pose some troubles as we need to, in my opinion, give up one of Arthur's prized possessions and burn a hole in that ice wall that is 10 feet thick. But maybe with some of the whale oil reserves, we can make this happen. And certainly,
Marfal would with this, and I'll turn back to the kobold who was addressing me. What is your name? You who speaks for the rest of your kind.
Glankov.
Glonkov. Can you give me that name in the chat? Thank you.
That's probably a random name. DM just came out right out of the spot.
That's probably
It was
Glonkov. Glonkov.
As long as it's the clock time.
Glonkov, I will need you you all to work
That's what he-
with Marfold and everybody. Marfold, would you be willing to oversee this this project? I know it may not be an immediate this moment resolution. However, it is an agreed upon resolution that we can all work towards. But I have pressing matters that I do need to get to. That camera just jumping around is so distracting.
Right.
Barely
Marfal looks at
moving,
you.
but it's the ghost in the background.
Marfal looks at you and says, "Promise me, you will be here to supervise this for the next 3 hours."
Hold on. How much time? So we did 3 hours for both groups to get everything together.
7 hours roughly left.
So 7 hours at that point roughly left. Another half an hour to walk around and then get everybody or get to this point and then address everything. So like 6.5 hours left. If at this exact moment, if everybody's okay with that.
Yep.
You don't know.
Yep.
You have to make your call. We're not there.
I am as a person confirming the timing in my head.
6.5 hours. Yeah.
I would say you had about 6 hours.
Just 6 or 6.5? I'm writing this in my notes. That's why I'm asking.
6.5.
6.5. Okay. If he says 6, I'll take 6. I'm just trying to confirm.
You're right. 6.
7.5.
All right, 6
There you
hours.
go.
That's fine. No, he said 6. That's what I'm taking. He literally just said 6.
Okay.
All right, 6 hours remain. I will. I'll let Marfold know. Say, Marfold, I will be here. However, I will need to let my compatriots know, and they need to be able to return to our ship. We have a deadline, and we need to honor our own agreements that we've had previously. This will work, but we must keep in contact with our kin and our friends. So I will let my companions know, and they can return to the ship. I will stay here to oversee this, and then once this is done, I will then be on my way. And hopefully, she knows that I'm also trying to make this deal so that they continue to hold on to half of what was in the ship, just so that I'm not like giving away all of their own stuff. And if she agrees to that, I'll walk over to Liam and everyone else and let them know what's going on.
Okay, go for it.
By this time,
Would it be
everyone should
fair
have
to
been up.
say, yeah, as this is all going on, we've hoisted everybody out?
And are you guys are only taking one trip up and down, right? This is it, huh? You guys managed to get it all in one bag of holding?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude.
It's probably full now, but yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we still had here. I'll give you a little bit of
Right.
understanding. We have 40 pounds out of 500, and that's not including anything we just put in there.
Okay.
So
it's probably
very full, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, might even be close.
That's fine.
If not overflowing. All right. What are you guys gonna do as a group?
So we're all up out of the pit. Cool. Well, I guess as we come up, we're just coming face to face with the ice troll, right?
He's closest, but yeah, he's still just kind
I
of
told
like
him to walk
there.
away.
He don't listen to him. He's just kind of sitting in the hallway, just munching on fish and stuff that had been like dropped down from the ice hunters above.
Okay. Oh, I guess. Like, Valen, you said Val. No. Sorry, who did you send the message to?
Liam.
Oh.
Liam.
You said that Val told us to wait here.
He didn't tell us anywhere to go. He just said, this was happening. So I'm just trying to get everyone up so we can all go find him. Once I get everyone up, I'm gonna start casting message in directions to try to find him.
Well, we knew where we were meeting the kobolds, so we could probably.
That doesn't mean that I know
exactly.
This was not. We're off the plan. So like.
Yeah. So.
No, this is what you said.
Nope. This is not what we said.
I asked for the room that would have been here that led up to where Macath's room was.
Yeah, this is a different room.
Because I said this initially
initially the kobolds were too paranoid to be led into somewhere they perceived as maybe a trap. So they had chosen to instead meet in this particular room.
Okay. Well, do you want to poke your head down the hallway and see what's going on?
Is there still a froggy right here? Is this frog?
What are you doing?
No, she went with.
No, there's a different one right here.
Yeah, that's a frog. He's still there. He's still kicking it.
All right, so I'm going to, without going too far, I'm gonna just start pointing. I'm gonna point in the direction where we thought he was. I'm gonna cast message.
To who?
To my brother. I'm trying to figure out where he went. So I'm just gonna start pointing in direction because there's a part of it that's like pointing. So like it's directional. So I'm gonna try to do it, and he has to be within 120 feet.
Which he isn't.
I don't. Is he not?
Are you trying to move closer?
Yeah. No, I started walking back.
Okay.
I let Metcalf or Marfold know that I was going to go walk back and talk to them, so I walked back to the hole.
Okay. At some point,
I see Liam pointing around in random places.
Well, now you wouldn't because it's too foggy. You wouldn't see me.
You're right.
Okay. Well, I'll walk back to the chamber that I should theoretically have left everybody.
Okay. Don't go to the left side. This side's bad.
One of the toad kind of like stops you and says, "Be careful."
Thank you. And I'll just.
Is this troll not moving?
He's just kicking it, man.
He's chilling, eating a fish, apparently.
Jay chilling.
Liam.
Can a troll eat fish?
Everyone's up here with us right now.
Okay. I will relay the information of essentially what I've said. So we have a solution. However, I will need to be present here for the next 3 hours. According to my timing, I'll still be able to make it back within the full amount of time that we have. If we want,
for 3 hours.
I literally just told you guys the whole thing.
Right, but what if we just take the sky ship and shoot it from the other side? Wouldn't that be faster?
Would it destroy the trees?
Potentially that, yeah. Astro didn't think about that. I can go back and ask, but like currently they say they have a way to make this work in 3 hours with their own means on their own. All I have to do is stay here and supervise. If you guys want to get back to the sky ship, let the captain know what's going on and make sure that
no one's being left behind.
Macath,
all right, we're not doing this leaving behind stuff. Okay, we just can't.
Well, we need to get Macath out of here.
Yes, we do.
And we need to let the captain know what's going on.
Correct.
Oh, is Macath up here too?
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone
Yeah,
would have came up.
I hoisted her up.
Can we
Probably.
please just get out of this
That's what I'm trying to
godforsaken
do.
dungeon?
Makath,
Well,
I
then
am
let's go.
trying my hardest.
Makath just starts kind of like wandering towards the exit.
Astrid, can you?
Yeah, I'll not grab her, but I'll stick close to her as she's getting a little antsy.
Look, I can get one of us out of here really, really quickly. Okay, but
Then why don't you take Makath to the ship?
Please, let's go. And then she just is marching past the ice trolls, past the
because that
trolls.
that takes me completely out. That takes me and Makath, like it takes me completely out of here, and I can't help you. I don't
Okay.
wanna leave you behind.
Then the three of us will be together, and we'll get back to the ship soon.
I'll follow McCaff. Well, I mean, what am I? We can't.
Well, is it
leave
if it's 6 hours left? Do we think it's daytime?
Good God.
It should be sunrise already.
Yes,
All right.
it
So
should
if
be.
it's
There was
close
a
to
point-
sunrise, because we haven't had a long rest,
it
we might be able to have to use the sending stone again soon. If I take McCath,
Yeah.
you guys keep the sending stone. I can grab McCath, pop out of here, close to the ship.
All right.
And then we can just I'll go talk to the captain and get the other sending stone to coordinate with you guys.
All right.
Just-
Be nice to the captain. Let him know what's going on.
I
That'll
understand,
work.
but we're not leaving
Makath
without
is
you.
walking away. That's. I
Makath,
didn't expect
have
you
a
to
way
leave
get you
without me.
quickly. Just stay with me. We'll instantly be
I didn't
out of
expect you to leave without me, but I am trying to give us the best chance of getting everything done, and so that nobody.
here. I'm blowing
actually
a
gets left
hole in that
behind.
back wall if that's where you want it.
Ask me before you decide to do that, but I'll go talk to the rest of the
That's what
people
stay
here
close
to
the
try and
sending
get
stone.
that. Astrid has one,
Hmm?
so you get the other one from the captain, and we'll be fine. So you
All
should
right.
get going.
McCath, take my hand.
So Makath grabs you
Grab
by
my
the hand.
And then
Uh-huh.
I grab my cloak and and I cast Dimension Door.
And you guys end up where?
I can go 500 feet, and I can pretty much. If it's a
No.
place I know,
Definitely
I
not in
can
the
end
middle
up
of
over
the
there. So I, kind of guesstimating where we are. I can pretty much put us on the path outside, because I know how
If it
far
is a
down
place
we
that he's
came down.
seen.
It's a place I've seen. I can just go back to it. Although I don't
Yep,
have to always
if
the
it's in
directions, but
range.
the range is
And
500. We don't have
Uh-huh.
like a full thing. I'm working off maps, but like I'm assuming like it's not 500 feet of ice, so I can just go out to where we were and just show up somewhere closer to the skyship, and then continue walking to the skyship
Describe exactly where you want to be, because
as close to the skyship as possible.
no, you have to describe because you said you have seen it.
Yeah,
I need you. So
I want to end up back on the path.
I know where
where-
you want to end up, but where do you end up?
That's
You're
it.
you're basically all right, let me get
I will show. I'll
performance-
put the chart. I'll put it in there. Like you can see it.
put it in where. I get what you're trying to do. I understand what you're trying to do. But you're saying with 100%,
You arrive
Like-
arrive exactly in the spot desired. It can be a place you can see, a place you can visualize, or one place you can describe by stating the distance.
that's what
So
I
if
want to
I've
see. I want
seen
you
it-
to describe the place because
Yeah, I want to end up on the path where we were walking up. Like we just turned the corner from
At
the
the bottom
skyship
or the
at the
top?
bottom. Yeah,
okay.
because that should be lower to the ground than where we are right now. So we're not going to take the damage. So it should be a shorter distance to where we are right now. We're also on the south
100,
to south.
200, 300. Okay, within 500 feet. I would say within 500 feet, you can do this.
So I want to immediately take this out. Oh, before I left, I should have taken the bag of holding.
You did not.
Fuck.
You
The
arrive.
back is still on the on Vales.
Can you get it back
So
to
we
me?
were trying to
arrive-
describe everything. I was, fuck.
You arrive at the ship, and as you enter it, you're greeted by some of the companions that you've known for some time. McCath immediately kind of looks around like, "Oh, this is quite the vessel. You flew here."
Yeah, we took the sky ship, and we have a little bit of a a time
Interesting.
crunch. So let's get you settled on the ship, and let me talk to the
I
captain.
have so many questions.
Well, I have lots of questions for you, so we could trade questions later.
Okay,
But first, we
so
gotta
you've
help
asked me several questions already. I want to know. How does this
We're doing
thing
this while we're
move?
walking, talking.
No talking. We're here.
No, we're walking, talking onto the ship.
Sure.
Okay. There's an engine
Eric,
room.
listen. Evan's just dying over here. Continue.
There's an engine room that uses this fuel that seems to be helps with the enchanted ship. I've been working in the engine room, shoveling the fuel for the enchantment of the ship. And then
Certainly
as you can see,
smell
there's
like you shoveled fuel.
yeah, it's definitely that fuel. It just gets worse when you use teleportation magic. Huh?
What kind of fuel is this?
It's a sort of like it's a kind of rock that we found that they're using. I don't know, found. I have to like use a pickaxe and then shovel it in there.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Who could I talk to find out more about this?
I can take you to the crew, and they can help you with
And
it.
which one in particular? You've spent months in their company. I'm sure you know right off the top of your head.
Right off the top of my head.
You spent months, weeks and weeks with this one particular person in a room. Surely you know him like a best friend. You wouldn't need to look up his name.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. That would be.
As you walk up to the ship, your good friend Usk greet you.
Yeah.
Aye. What do we have here? This pretty lady. Just kidding. No, this is Liam, my friend. Or Darrow King, my friend. And who is this pretty lady?
This is Meketh. She was being held hostage by the dragon, which is now slain.
Hardly a hostage. Maybe a hostage, but
He took your eyes.
the research. But he gave me so much more. The
She's
books I
going
had
through
in my
what we
possession.
call the dragon syndrome. So it's okay.
Usk leads her to a bench. Ay, my lady.
I need to talk to the
Please.
captain.
The captain. No, he was greeted by some of those axe hunters, and he went up north to the top. He's in the village.
Why is this?
What can I do for you? As long as he's gone, it may as well be me. Not the
Sure.
bird
Did
boy.
he leave you?
You just hear the squawking in the background.
Did
Hey,
you
shut-
hear? Did he leave the magic stone that we left with him for communication purposes?
Aye, magic stones. I don't know.
Okay.
Look.
So the rest of my crew are fine for now, but we worked out a deal with some of the residents underneath the ice, and long story short, there's a section of the iceberg that of the wall that we're gonna blast with cannons, if that's okay. Give our crew a little bit more practice on the cannons. Probably be fun for you guys, and it will just open up a chance for them to cast away a ship that's in there. So if you want to get ready on that and watch her, I will go up top to go find the captain.
Crazy talk right now.
I know.
Give me a second. This is mostly Dragon Ice, and I will tell you, cannons might not do the best, but
They'll be weakening it on the other side, so like it'll be a combination of.
What if we take a little bit of our fuel and we put it on the side of this, right? And then when these cannons hit,
You're speaking my language.
I know.
You're a beautiful, brilliant.
That's why
man.
you're my best. That's why you're my best friend.
Oh,
that's why.
Absolutely.
I know I can trust you with my life, and that you would never forget my name.
Never. It's only 3 letters. How could I forget that?
We've bonded for weeks and weeks.
All right.
I've told you everything about the time at camp when I pooped my pants.
I will never tell another soul, but
about the time your first kiss.
Oh, it's okay. Again, we traded these stories in confidence. It's not meant to, just be set out.
I got your back.
It's
okay,
fine. It's fine. It's cool. All right, let me go talk to the captain, and you guys. I'll be right back. Just let me go get the captain, and yeah. I love your plan.
Yes, because I can't.
We're not leaving anybody. I just want to make sure he's on board, and I also need to be able to communicate with everybody.
I make any decisions on my own. This is the captainships.
Okay.
All right, brother. Slaps you on the ass.
Whew. All right, and I go running towards the village.
It's gonna take you about 20 minutes to climb up.
Okay.
And as you climb up, you notice the sun is just finally broken over this icy shelf. The icy waters.
David's angry about something. I don't know about what.
David's really upset about something.
David's the most animated when he's on mute than he's ever is when he's like on camera and not on mute.
He used to be able to have a poker face, and then I like it.
M's imitating, grabbing his head, and then just the shit out of it.
Okay.
So down in the ice caves, I guess we're watching a bunch of kobolds dig up a ship.
Try to speed this up.
I'm walking. I'll gesture for Valen and Astrid to follow along, and we're gonna go back over to Marfold.
Okay. Let's go.
Okay.
And I'll just yoink you over. Terry, we're in the room with
the
boat.
I'm moving them.
Yeah, because other than my own area, I can't see anywhere else.
Yeah, no, I've experienced this. Don't worry.
What was up that way?
They did, supposedly.
Oh.
I don't know.
I'm not actually
Nothing.
here. I'm just watching.
I know you aren't.
Actually, I don't even need me. I got tired.
So what is it that you all are doing?
I'll walk back to Marfold and let her know that one of my compatriots and has escorted Meketh out and is mad about a bug in her wine. And I'll let.
Oh, it's still swimming. So gross. Sorry, continue.
I'll let her know of a potential plan, and let her know that we have potentially an airship that might be attempting to shoot out the wall from the other side to hopefully expedite the process, so that we might also provide what support we can from the other end.
Okay.
You can't
really tell when a frog creature shakes it, does this, because it's a frog and it doesn't really have a chin or anything, but it does whatever toad version of that is.
Do we roughly know where? No, we didn't talk about where he was going to blast a hole in the iceberg, because I could weaken the other side with firebolt while we wait.
I mean,
but we don't know where it's going to be.
Nope.
It's kind of up to you guys though on the inside.
if you start blasting like a small hole and then I see it, I'll make a bigger hole.
We can
Yeah.
kind of along that lines. If we create a pinhole and you put a fire in that, it'll illuminate a section of the ice towards the outside, which will give them a good target.
Yeah, I'll do that. It's Firebolt is a cantrip. It's 2d10, and I can fire it off as an action. So I'll just do that
For like the next 10 minutes.
for forever.
So
I'm just
so you
running up to
organize
the village.
Yeah. So you organize, and I'm gonna say like you find a spot. You find a spot about down here.
Yeah.
In which
That doesn't like have a giant something or another.
Yeah, and with the coordination between you and the kobolds, you launch a fireball, and the kobolds start like hacking away.
Firebolt, not a fireball.
Firebolt.
Fireball might kill them all. Firebolt
Fireball
is a
might-
cantrip. Fireball is a third level spell.
That's what I'm
would
saying.
murder a bunch
Firebolt,
of-
the cantrip.
Firebolt, yes.
Yes.
That's why we're able to launch it. Firebolt, and then the kobolds start hacking away. Firebolt, start hacking away, and then this time you manage to peek out this little tiny spot that makes it through the ice, and the water from all this ice that starts melting starts shooting out the side of the iceberg.
So this part of the iceberg is above water.
This part is barely above water.
Okay, cool. Can I roll? I guess it would be an intelligence check to know if blowing a hole in the side of this iceberg is going to destabilize the entire thing.
You would have no idea, but you could try survival.
Okay.
If it's survival, can I also roll?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Wow.
Man,
no, you guys
shit.
both with your
I could have helped you.
your BAs in icebergology. You're like, no,
Biology?
we got this. Just keep blasting holes in it.
Oh my god, we're gonna murder these people.
Wasn't our idea, but it's okay.
Some of the kobolds kind of behind you start kind of carving this little path, thinking as soon as we get this through, they're going to create a path in which it slopes down and the ship
Slides
can slide
out.
out.
Nice.
Oh.
All right, so
Gloncook, your people are pretty smart.
over the
Very
course
intuitive.
of the next several hours, we smart as a group, individually, I don't know, but we want to get out of here so bad.
Same can be said for
Us.
all of us, honestly.
Right. Then let's go.
So 2 to 3 hours.
Yeah, it was 3 hours.
Is what we were
3
told.
hours, and it seems like the only people that are working are the kobold and Astrid.
I'm going to help Astrid and the kobolds with anything that I can,
All right.
and I was hoping that we were going to
Valen, so
have.
this is the Valen show. What do you want to be doing during this time?
For me, I think. Well, let me think. I think we're all.
Do you want some options?
Yeah, I would like some options.
Okay, so you have everything that you need to loot from here. You can either befriend these particular beasts and others that are down there, or you can head back up top to the ice hunters, or you can try to head up top to the ice hunters and then move your way back down to that presumably is about to take off or whatever.
Okay.
Or you can dig in and start helping work, but it's like a kind of a limited amount of room, and there's 20-something kobolds and.
What is I guess Astrid is trying to open a hole for the airship, right? I can go help.
Okay.
Yeah, I can go over and then give inspiration and stuff.
I don't need it for a cantrip, but thank you.
You can use that that huge strength of yours to help.
The sense is that they don't really need your help here.
Okay.
I will always take his
Then-
help. He is amazing.
Yeah.
No, I'm just
No,
saying
I'm just
that
saying that
there's
I
a lot
don't
of
need
bodies.
the
Okay, so
actual-
here's the truth of everything. If there's too many people trying to do one task, at some point people get in the way.
Got it.
Gotcha.
It's a cantrip, so
Um,
she doesn't need help on it.
So
There's-
if I go up, so at this point, if I talk to the ice hunters, I guess my question is what? Okay, I guess I'll have to find out exactly what kind of benefits I will get from talking to them.
So is that what you want to do?
Yeah, I don't mind.
Okay, so in the course of everything that's happening, Valen heads up top to speak with the ice hunters.
But I've already been
And
there.
you skipped it, remember?
But I ran back to go talk. To
This
go
is
find the captain.
this is in the midst of you jumping down there, and then you have 20 back up. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So
I guess okay. I didn't know how long you were gonna say Valen was just standing there versus me porting one way and then going back the other.
Valen, you climb your way back up to that icy climb that kind of like circles around, and you head up and you end up back into this leather room. You're immediately met by someone you had seen once before, that you had befriended. Astrid had healed.
Mm-hmm.
You've done it. Oh my word, you've done it. You've freed us from that wretched beast. Please come outside. Come outside and speak to the rest. And he grabs you by your hands and he's just like
Mm-hmm.
drags you outside. As you come outside of the this leather hide home, there's almost like this cheering as they see your face for the first time. The ice hunters that had been there all like are in astonishment. One figure sitting at this giant chair looks at you. Ah, friend. Please. I was in the midst of a conversation with your captain. You look and you see this giant behemoth, this massive creature. His red skin and his horns, like in contrast to this icy world that he's in. But he seems no more affected by the cold than an ice cube itself. Next to him, in still with stature in the way she composes herself, but height wise, the differential is quite big difference. You see the first mate, Karanella Champ. Valen, so good to see you. You continue to surprise us all. Please join us as we talk to the chieftain.
I would glad to. And it's very nice to have seen you return for us, and I know it's such a big ask for the crew, but we please do know this, that we deeply appreciate your help, and we are really grateful.
Can you do a perception check real quick?
Sure.
Um,
Wow.
as you look around, like your captain does not break eyesight. He briefly looks at you, but he keeps his eyes right on their chieftain.
Mm,
He turns his head to you. Valen, please take a seat. We have much to discuss. And that's where we're going to take a break.
okay.
All right.
Nice.
Break time. Okay.
Break time. 10 minutes.
Yeah, thank you.
Is Terry back?
This one more green just for you.
Oh, gee, thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm here.
All right. Wait. Well, I started it, and the people immediately walked away. So he's back now.
Okay. We back yet?
We're back. We're back. As soon as I said we're going back now, then you immediately took off your headset and was walking
really?
away. I was like, oh fuck! What was that timing?
My bad. Valen takes a seat around this council. A couple of the other ice hunters approach, and they stand in which a manner in which you think there's a hierarchy. The chieftain. Hey, shoot, looks like y'all done did the deed. I have to thank y'all. Never did we expect for us to be free from that monster. We are in a world of debt to you all. He looks over to his right. This woman approaches wearing like kind of otter skinned gear dress. There seems to be like kind of this embroidery made out of pearlescent stones, bones. Y'all did it. You managed to free us from that awful beast, and this tribe, this who have been stuck here on this godforsaken iceberg for so long, we're gonna leave. And that's all thanks to you. So, if there's anything we can do, by golly, we'd love to do it. The captain approaches. We are only here for one mission. And as you said, the dragon horn is gone. Our mission was to lead these adventurers to this godforsaken land. Seems as though we've all been blessed that we can leave. Do you all have safe travels out of here? The chieftain speaks up. Well, we ain't going to go far, I'll tell you that much. This is our world, this is our land, this is all we know. So, me and my kinfolk here, we're gonna take to the sealed boats and we're gonna head out onto the Sea of Ice, and we're gonna find ourselves a new spot, free from that godforsaken dragon and his horde. We'll make our own way in this world. It may be the last anybody ever sees of us. Because there ain't no reason to come back up north, you hear? Chief kind of speaks up. I promise you. This will be the last you see of us. It's miraculous that we haven't lost lives more than we have on this. So we could provide any substance. Do you have everything you need? Hell, we know how to survive out here better than anybody. No, we best offer you all some supplies. I appreciate the guidance. Now, if you don't mind, we're gonna head back to our ship and get ready for departure. Hell, shoot. Go on and get that. Valen, do you have anything to add? He does not. At this point in the conversation, Liam enters from the south end of the encampment. You can set your spot.
I still
No,
hey,
sorry,
hey,
sorry, I was muted. I was muted. My bad.
Okay, so the name of the first mate is
Kirna, right?
Kirna Lachamp, yeah.
Yeah. So, well, after listening to the conversation between the chieftain and the captain, I think as for our team, for myself and our team, there's nothing that other than we still need to know what should we do and where we can go for the dragon horn next. So I would like to ask the chieftain, at this point, is there really no clue that we can follow where we might get a hint to the whereabouts of the dragon horn?
Hell, look. I don't know nothing about them fancy things. I swear to you, all we were meant to do was free those godforsaken beasts underneath us. And if any of us, I'm talking about any of us, ventured outside of the fishing areas, I mean, gobbled them whole. And we've seen adventurers like you, plenty, try to come in here. That's why you got to understand we're a little bit testy. And so who we let in.
Mm-hmm.
But no, we don't know nothing about what happens underneath this here. What we do is try to appease the beasts below.
Okay, well, at least it's worth a try. Well, but thank you.
No,
Thank you anyway.
Thank you. And he grabs you by your hand. He just shakes it two-handed, like, thank you.
Mhm.
My people will know a freedom they haven't had for a long time.
And if you guys ever made it, I don't know how far south you and your people are willing to go, but if you ever find your journey wounding up nearby Fendelin, you are more than welcome to drop by the town. And if we're there, my companions and I, we will welcome you with the utmost hospitality that we can offer.
I appreciate it, brother, but I'll tell you what, we ain't ever gonna leave this ice. It is our home.
As an imagine so.
Thank you.
All right. Safe to be your journey.
Safe to be your journey.
Okay, and basically follow where Captain and Kirnai is.
Liam, you got anything you want to do?
I'm gonna, like, as I'm running in, I'm just gonna make sure like my hood's up from like the bundle up like one of their guards and stuff as I bundle in, and when I kind of walk in, I'm gonna be like, I'm just gonna kind of like walk backward out of the hole and just kind of like wait for them to come out.
Okay, we'll just take it to here.
Yeah, and then when they come out, I'll be like, Phelan, what's happening underneath? Is everyone okay?
I think they're almost done with breaking out the airship for the Cabal. They're trying to open a exit for them, but I think for me, I'm done most of the things. Then I'm ready to go back to the ship.
I think your timing's off a little bit, but yeah, it hasn't been 2.5. It hasn't been 2 or 3 hours. Like we're trying to.
I had a quick sidebar from the peanut gallery. Terry just goes, "Yeah, I think I'm done," and me and Emily immediately just go, "Man, I'm done. Go take a nap right here."
Take a nap.
Just to see Valen go, "I'm done. I'm taking a nap right. I go to bed."
I thought Valen just said that the Cabal just struck.
Whether you wanted it or not, we've stepped into war with the Cabal on Mars.
The Cabal. Okay.
All right, the peanut gallery is being quiet now. Bye bye.
Okay, so yeah, I know we have like a few more hours where they're gonna be done, but again, we're probably gonna need, like, we could speed this up and get them out sooner.
Okay. So Valen, what information you have to give is that on
Thank you.
the eastern side of this, they're working to carve a hole,
Yeah.
even the tiniest of holes, in which they
Mhm.
can start to loosen the ship. This is all new to
Oh yeah.
them.
On you too. Okay.
I knew how
Yeah.
long it was
So
originally going to take, so like I knew they can't possibly be close to being done.
No. So, but I'm just saying. So you had a conversation. You came to see the captain, Liam.
Right. So, but I didn't know that Valen was coming upstairs.
Right. So I'm saying with this.
So I was worried
You now
something was
have the
wrong.
captain and this piece of information.
Right. So, Captain, if you our rest, Valen's here, but obviously we have two more crew of our crew down below. Part of what ended up happening is we're releasing a frozen ship for the cold balls to take out to sea. We don't need to worry about that too much. The main thing is that we need to. I was hoping we could use the sky ship to help blast a wall or blast the wall that's blocking its escape out. I thought this would be a good way to expedite this process so we can stay on schedule. And also, now me and Valen could use this as practice with the cannons, if that's okay with you. I've already been to the ship with and met with Usk, and we dropped off one of the people that we found alive underneath the ice.
With who?
Usk? Why are you giving me this face? Dave is laughing at me on mute, which is even more annoying.
Valen,
yes.
can I speak to you alone?
Okay.
I have some concerns with your friend.
Yeah.
As much as the rest of you pitch in to be part of this crew, one of you, he draws my ire. He spent weeks down in the bowels of the ship, working side by side with Usk.
I can't say it.
And yet, I try to take these moments and understand that the world is bigger, full of much more danger, and that we're all tasked to do things that put our lives in risk. And we were hired to help you complete those things, but you understand my weirdness to follow a man like him, right?
I do, to a certain degree, I do understand your concern. At the same time, the thing with Liam is
DW.
that, okay, so the thing with Darking is
Who's
that,
Liam?
no, it's just a nickname we gave to Darking. Sorry.
Understand.
So the thing with Darking is that when we all first met him years ago, back in before we even got into the Finland, he was definitely opportunist and more calculative and more self-centered character. But do believe when I say after going through hurdles and challenges and battles with him, when he's the kind of person when he considered the either you or your crew as part of his extended family, he would do whatever it takes to make sure it would benefit the group the most. Now, he's definitely more on the cautious side when it comes to meeting new people. And this has caught us many troubles before because of his conduct. But when it comes to your crew and this airship, knowing that this is our key transport to get away from this icy prism, I can assure you, Captain, that he will do whatever you request him to do in order to ensure our safe passage onto your ship and our journey all the way back to Sword Coast safe and sound.
Valen, may I also give you a word of advice?
Yes.
Be wary of those who put themselves above all else. They should not be followed. The world needs kindness. We need more good. We certainly need more great chefs. Come on. And he just slaps you on the back with his big, beady paws and kind of like forces you down to this walkway. Let's go. Seems as though they need our ship for something. The captain and his first mate lead, Valen and Liam, or DW, back down towards the ship. As you guys approach it, he takes the helm, stands behind it. Now, my understanding is that we're going to circle around, play some blasts, and have at it.
If we're skilled enough to hit where they should be making a mark, that should be the wall that we need to shoot out for them, and this should speed up this process.
DW, you're skilled enough to hit this giant iceberg. And he just spins the wheel, and it takes off. And you guys start circling around to the side of it. After a few minutes, you guys approach. It's about 20 minutes. No. It's about 15 minutes. You guys circle around to the side, and you see this little trickle of water start peering out one side of this icy wall.
All right, I see it over here on the port side.
This guy. Look at him. He's getting his sea legs. All right. Now, how do we set these charges?
I think we have a plan for that.
Let us know the plan when you're about to shoot the thing so we don't stand next to the wall when you blow it up.
Oh, yeah. Cap, we were going to let them know when this was going to happen. If I can get back the stone that we gave you earlier for communications, I can let them know.
And he just chucks it down from his perch.
Okay, I'll grab it, and then I'll use it.
I thought to check.
Oh.
Who had the other one?
Astrid.
What is it?
The sending stone.
Oh, yeah.
So, I activate it, and Astrid should hear. We're on the other side of the wall. We see where you are. We are about to start blasting in 30 seconds, so move everyone back.
She'll answer with, Understood. Moving people back now, and I'll turn around and just tell everyone to get back.
I'll do what I can to help usher the kobolds and everyone back away from the wall and say, prepare to launch the ship. Hopefully some of the ice trolls are down here with their big hulking muscles to help us push it.
Okay, so inside of the cavern, everybody moves away from the wall. You see, like, the direction between the ice toads and the kobolds. Everybody's kind of in coordination for this thing, and these giant ice trolls get behind the ship, and they've been rocking it back and forth, kind of creating this like dugout ice, so that when they're prepared to do this. How are you guys setting the charges?
So me and I literally know you said it multiple times. I'm not good with names. I'm not good with fictional names. Is it Usk or Usk? I don't. Which one is it?
The captain sits
No. I'm asking the DM. I'm fucking this with the
Usk.
Usk.
Like Tusk, but Usk.
Okay. Now that you give me a way to remember it, I probably will remember it. I struggle with names, and then you're giving me fictional names, and
what I love, I honestly, right here on my other screen are all the names of the crewmates, because like I know I've said it, Kiana LeChamp's name a million times. I had to be like, what is it?
You change the dragon's name every single time you say it, so I'm like, these are like really long names with letters and vowels that don't go together. They're hard. And I'm like, this one might be 3 letters, but I have no idea how it's supposed to be said. Like none. I'm like, and then you said it. I'm like, got it, lost it, no idea. Tusk,
All right.
Usk. All right, so me and Usk are going to we're going to like grind up some of the boom boom rocks, and then coat some of the cannonballs. So when they hit, they should have like an extra like heated element to it, I would imagine.
Bad idea. Igniting the cannon powder will ignite the boom boom rock on the cannonball in the cannon and blow up the fucking ship.
Not a bad idea. Then how else would you use the boomer rock in the scenario?
Mage hand and make a putty and like throw putty at the wall. Use some like gelatinous something and like throw bags of boom boom rock sludge and putty against the wall and then shoot that.
I want to say none of this you guys have heard from David. No, let's try this other.
Well, he was the one who came up with the idea. So like, there's only so many ways you can load it into the cannon. He was the one that suggested to use it. I assumed he was thinking it was gonna be safe to put it in the cannon. I understand how a cannon works, David. You don't have to give me your head. I thought it was gonna like the boom boom rock would only be ignited on on impact.
No, you can ignite a rock though.
So while you're
time out. Boom rock is a magical rock. It is not just like straight up like just like.
It's not magical so much because fire would not ignite it if it was magical.
But it was considered. It has some like enchantment to it. So like I thought it was magical in some.
No one has ever said there's any enchantment.
It's used in an engine or for a magical engine for fuel, right?
No one has ever said that ever.
That was what you implied when you told me about how this worked when I was asking about the skyship.
I can't understand what you interpret.
All right, never mind.
You're fine.
That's fair. I can't. I thought it was like
us comes up to you like, hey partner, I don't think we should put that in the cannon, but hey, if we can get the what do you call it, the boomer rock? Yeah, if we put it on the wall and then hit it with the cannon, that will ignite.
How far away are we from it?
Well, we can get on the ship within 20 feet.
All right, if we move the ship within 20 feet of it, and then I'll just mage hand boom boom rock appropriately where we need it.
If we need to safely attach the boom boom rock onto the ice skull on the ice wall, there's some leftover dough in the kitchen. I'll grab them, and we can stick the boom boom rock onto the dough and just slap it on the wall.
All right, go get me some dough. I'll use my
how shitty's
mage
your
hand to
dough
put it
that
over
it
there.
sticks to ice?
Huh?
How shitty's your dough that it sticks to ice?
It's high gluten. High gluten
Alright,
Good
that was
dough.
dough will stick
I-
to anything.
All right. That was a
The
test.
more sticky, the better.
'Cause I've been sampling your food and it's been shit, if you ask me. But let's do it.
Whoa! No! I am not gonna let this go.
Valen's gonna roll
Your
with it.
captain was happy with my cooking. Kierna was happy with my cooking. My crewmate was happy with my cooking. What was it that you did not like about my cooking? You better think fast and make sure you tell me before the next meal. Otherwise,
I'll tell you
you don't
right
get
now
jack.
why I think your cooking was shit. It's because it came from you.
Okay, then you go find yourself some more. You go find yourself some food on the ship. I'm not gonna.
I'll
I ain't
come
gonna
back.
cook for you. Well, that's
I don't
one
want
thing. One thing after next. Let's just fix this boom boom rock problem, and then we'll
Are we about to
deal
have a
with
fight
the
on this? I
the
thought we
meal
were about to
later.
get out of this without combat. Like, I mean,
All
we're
right.
so close.
The captain's just like, shut up. And he starts maneuvering the ship closer to it. You guys are within 20 feet.
All right. If I have sticky dough and I'll use boom boom rock in it, and then I'll just, as we make it, I'll just cast mage hand and place it in locations evenly spread out so that we can kind of target it, and then we'll move the ship away from, so we're not blasting and having it come up on us.
That's these over too. Kind of with like a lit fuse. It's all you, brother.
All right, and then
Let's do this.
I'll take the shots.
Let me get.
I guess
Jeez,
it's
where's my
strength,
shot?
right?
Yep.
Performance, strength
No.
or performance. I think.
Those are
here's a
strength
shit.
before.
Yeah, I think that their strength.
I hate you.
Sales true. Soon as
I got it.
As soon as the thing hits, boom! It just lights up. Between the weakened sides of this thing, all of a sudden this giant archway just kind of collapses into the sea, sending up this wave of icy water. As the mist and everything come back down, and it starts to clear, you see into the darkness the ship start to slide. There's kobolds all over it, kind of like just like going insane as they're on the mast, like having the time of their life. They're fucking set free,
Oh my god.
ready for a new adventure.
That's hilarious. So now there's going to be like a pirate crew of kobolds out in the world somewhere.
Yeah, I hope you never run into it again.
Well, if I do, they better remember me.
You guys will always be on the lookout for the crew, the pirate crew of kobolds. On the other side of the wall, as the ship kind of like
I don't
makes way,
understand that.
there are
You
other
used it for
kobolds
us to
kind of
get
like,
up, didn't you? So we
Nope.
You didn't?
No, because
what?
I literally got out, set up the pulleys, and then left.
Oh, I thought you said you were going to use the movable rod, so I didn't.
I was
leave it
going
behind.
to, but no, I still have that.
Okay, because like we have a hook up there, so that's as long as we use that. Okay, I just didn't want us to lose something.
all right, what do you guys plan?
We help push the
No,
ship into the water.
It's already in the water, he said.
Oh, okay.
I'll turn to.
If they ride out on it, they can. We can just like put our like ship next to their ship, and then have them just like board the plank and like cross to our ship, and then we can cast off.
They did not ride out on it.
Fuck.
It was
No.
it was like a handful of kobolds that were already on it.
I'll turn to.
This is me and that.
Burping. Yeah. I'll turn to Marvel and with the kobolds and everyone out. Turn to her and say, "It appears that our compatriots have come through, and our agreed upon deal is now complete. Astrid and I have other matters to attend to. I thank you for working with us and being open to starting off on this new chapter. And then I'll pull out the broom from my quiver. I'll say, "Hey, Astrid, you need a lift? We have a boat to catch."
If we must.
And we'll get on the broom of flying and go
Can two
join
people get on the
everyone.
broom flying?
It can't move at full speed, but like we're not like trying to chase anyone.
Okay, so you guys all.
As soon as they get
Like
within 60 feet of me, I'll cast Featherfall on them so they weigh as much as a feather and they can move at full speed.
There we go.
Cool. And now I go to sleep. I'm so tired.
I'm using Featherfall in a weird way, but it should work.
No, that makes a hell of a lot of sense. Thanks.
You all find yourself back on the airship, Tom Petty. Tom Petty? Tom Petty.
Tom Petty.
Thom.
Don't know how you come up with these names.
Astrid, can I speak to you?
Of course,
The
Captain.
Don't worry, she knows that voice.
Yeah.
Yeah. As you enter his
I
cabin,
know.
as you enter his cabin, please take a seat.
Astrid will sit down
There is some.
reluctantly, but
You continue to beat my expectations. This was destined to be a horrific venture to the Sea of Ice. And yet, here we are, sitting across from one another. Success comes so few in this world.
it appears that the fates have been on our side.
I put less into the fates and more into the hard work, the brow, the sweat. You have it in you. Your crew has it in you, despite my distaste for some of them. But I will not relinquish the victory that they have garnered here this day. Where is it that we're going next?
I would believe that our next destination would be to. Oh no, I forgot the name.
Luskin?
Luskin.
Luskin?
To return Macath, the red tiefling that has appeared on your ship.
Aye. Okay. We'll make our journey south. Please grant this next part of the passage with the same determination you set the first, with your hard work, that you've earned my respect.
Of course, Captain.
There is a manner of payment, and I believe we must discuss, but for now, you all can get some rest.
I appreciate that, Captain. I will make sure to discuss that with you as soon as possible.
Aye. He escorts you to the door and he opens it up. You're immediately greeted by this cold wind air that brushes up against you, kind of hits you. The red hand, LeChamp, is out there doing her work. Above you, you could hear like the squawking feathers of the other crewmate, who shall not be named. I pull up my thing. Arendor. Below decks, we find ourselves Macath the Red being led below with Liam and Valen at her side. You guys help her to one of the rooms in which you could stay, and she insists, "Please let me unpack. I must get back to work." There's much to discover.
Who is
I
the bag
will
of
not
holding?
say this again, but if you can get me back to the Haas Tower in Luskin, then thank you. But I will hold that pleasantry until you get me there. Liam, Balin,
Mm-hmm.
you have anything to say? Do?
Well, we are basically unpacking, but then are we allowed to read the scriptures if we?
I want to talk to her.
You can
Okay.
investigate if you want to investigate while you're helping her unpack. Go for it.
Oh wait,
Okay.
does she want us to unpack her books here?
She asked you to. She
Mhm.
asked you to. She
Okay.
wants to get back to work, so she asked you to.
Oh my God, my roast being terrible today. What the fuck?
She looks right at
Time
you.
to change your dice color.
Yeah. You.
I'll
Is there
investigate too.
anything in
I'm just
particular
curious.
you're looking at?
Oh,
But I'm going to ask her. I'm going to tell her a story, and then I'm going to see how she responds. I've been interested in learning more about um, a particular school of. I've been learning history of Mythdraenor, and in particular, um, in my studies, I found references to these battle wizards of elves back in Mythdraenor. They seem to be skilled in both sword and magic, very unique, and I wasn't really sure what to make of it. I've been studying them, learning as much as I can how these elves develop their own battles, their own fighting style, starting rooted in wizardry, but becoming its own style of um, uh, skill scoremanship from the elves and dance and song, and it became its own thing. In the people that I've met that are arcane inclined, I haven't seen anybody that would do this, but I haven't found any masters of this school of magic. But do you know of anyone that matches this description? Do you heard of this ancient style of battle wizardry from Mythdraenor?
The stories that come out of that part of the world. You need to understand that Myth Janor is as much legend as these mythical beasts that we fought today. Myth Janor once home to the High Elves. It is believed to be a nexus between the planes. The legend of Myth Janor isn't just fighting styles. It isn't just there's countless names to mythical, legendary items that have come from there. I Myth Dronor. It is a mecca for all things imbued with magic. Unfortunately, it is also a place steeped in blood, in wars in which the elves were pitted against each other, in which the orcs infiltrated, in which the drow infiltrated. No, there's much to learn about Myth Dronor, but I didn't come across it in these writings. Oh. Aside from this one book here. It's funny you should mention it. She reaches into her coat pocket and she pulls out a book. There was something special about it when I found it in that hoard. It reminded me of the era in which Myth Dronor was under its most tepid relationships. I don't believe I can interpret it by myself. But if you're willing to help me, maybe we can figure out what it means together.
Yeah. It is this knowledge that far lost, it seems, or
Oh,
are all of my people gone?
All of your people.
It's I didn't come across the Myth Dronor book or stories myself by accident. It's my lineage traces back to Myth Dronor, and I was
Sorry, child. Your lineage traces back to Myth Dronor, then it is caked in blood. It is tragic and all in elfin kind. Where did you grow up?
it's been a long time since it's been a long time since I've been home. We left home when we were very young. I haven't seen I haven't seen the woods of Prometheus in a long, long time.
It's very likely you are the descendants of the fabled land. I'll tell you, you wouldn't be a fool to believe that you had grown up in the fabled city of Myth Dronor. Those that were driven from their lands did believe that those forests, that those woods, and then those countryside that they ran through were the fabled land, but that's part of the history of a people that were run and were conquered. I feel for you, child. May you regain some of the glory of your people through our understanding of these books. She looks to Valen. And you? What is it that you seek?
It seems to, after listening to your conversation with Darking, it seems like you are very knowledgeable about the lineage and the history of different faction of elves. I wonder, have you ever heard about a lineage of elves named Droll? It's one of the very old and ancient faction of the Dark Elves.
Can you type it in the chat real quick? But keep talking.
Alright, sorry. I'm being actually. I've.
No. It's interesting that both Mithranor and the Drow have come up tonight. I mean, we shouldn't be surprised that our paths have linked and our histories are one and the same. Faerun is large, but we've all been destined. We've all been a part of the same chains of history. No, I am familiar with the Drow. What do you want to know? In particular,
I'm actually.
what is
Okay.
it that you don't want me to know?
Like, as he heard that question, Valen actually caught off guard a little bit, as he sensed Makis probably knows a lot more about not only the question, the subject that he seeked, but the implication of the subjects that represent it.
At the same time, a particular book that you may be hiding. You see, Waylon, I may be blind, yet I can see far more than you think.
So you must also heard the whispering.
No, but that is interesting. Tell me more.
I accidentally came upon a collection of writings in the Dragon's Hoard back on the iceberg. But ever since then, I kept hearing this calling. It's something very vague.
May I see the book? May I read it to you?
So as he basically opened up his pouch and then handed over the book. I'm yet not there to open the book because just by placing my hand upon the cover, there's a strange feeling that the book has passing out.
No, you
And
could
it
feel
seems like
you could feel like a beating of a heart.
yes.
When the book is in your possession, when you have it, flesh the cover, You feel a beating. You hand it over to McCath, and she recoils for a second. And she feels the cover, and then she opens it, her eyes still closed to the world. And she starts to run her fingers over the pages. And she flicks another page. And at one point, her eyes just jut open, and you just see the whites of her eyes completely devoid of any color, just looking into the sky. What do you know of Arshai?
What was that you said?
This book, it talks of Ashari, the lesser elven goddess of destiny. She reads on. The artisans. She was Corleone Larethan's consort and the main goddess of the dark elves. Oh, the writings in this is interesting. It's been written by a supplicant for sure. It tells of the time that she amassed the army to overthrow the creator of the elves, the protector, Corleone. Here, on this page, she flips over to the back and you see this incredible etching in some of it. Here it talks about after her exile, in which she took the name Lolth. She flicks another page and she shows you etchings of these drows, these dark elves, as they march into the 66th layer of the abyss, the demon web pits. As they show their absolute dominance or supplicants to Lolth. They owed all of their glory and power and honor to this one goddess. Why does this speak to you?
The whispering. I kept hearing the whispering. When I possessed the book, I kept hearing whispering telling me she can see me, that she knows me, but I have no recollection or any idea of what this book is been talking about. I've no legends about dark elves, but I've yet not across anything as, dare I say, ancient as this. You're talking about internal civil war between elves that was carried out eons ago. Such of those information in the legend has long lost, even among our people.
It is why the Arcane Brotherhood is so important. It is why it's important for me to have lived amongst that goddamn dragon for so long. Because these things have repercussions. These echoes, these they echo through the time. Yes, that happened eons ago, but the repercussions still ripple.
What else does the book talk about, Los?
It may take some time for me to look at. You could leave it with me. I'd be happy to read it more. But it's taken a lot out of me. And the thin
Understood.
air. I've been underground for so long, but this thin air is making me tired. Please, I'll get to my work soon enough. And she just yawns, and you just see her kind of like pass to the side. The rest of the airship continues on high above. You guys travel south.
Do we get any other chances to RP real quick or anything?
Anybody want to RP? Go for it. No, it's all open. I'm just saying, like.
Okay. Also, bravo. That was awesome.
My mind is blown.
So many notes. So at some
Is there a
point,
particular map you want to look at?
well, I'm good with this, unless you have one.
Astrid would be on the deck.
Nighttime? You guys want nighttime?
I
Sure,
don't care.
nighttime.
Sure. Nighttime works. Nighttime. Daytime.
At some point, as we're carrying out any deckhand duties that might need to be done briefly before we can take our rest for the evening, I'd want to find a time to go over and find Astrid and ask, you hanging in there, Harper Senior?
I've seen worse, but I have also seen better. Oh, it looks really cool.
Well, you gave us all a scare there for a second, but you pulled through, and you're great, a great help, and not to my surprise, pretty damn good fighter.
Oh, I appreciate the compliment.
Well, I hope that might lessen any potential rudeness that might come from this question, but I just want to make sure that something caught my attention, and I wanted to be sure about it. And I'm doing this in like such a way like it would just be me and her at this point. And I just wanted to ask that dragon. It seemed to have known us or of us or what we were, but what was interesting is it said that it could smell a female, but it did not know quite what it was. But it knew of everyone else and what we were. And pardon any potential rudeness or of my asking. It is not my intention, but I was wondering if you could shed a little light on that if you're open to it.
Astrid will hesitate for a second. I do think that maybe he had never come across someone quite like me. But nonetheless, it doesn't matter what a tricky dragon would say. They are ones to manipulate the mind, aren't they?
Not white dragons in particular, but they are not dumb creatures, no.
Well, I don't know how many adventurers have made their way down there, but perhaps he had just not come across one. That resembled me.
Okay. Well, whatever you are, as long as you are friend and not foe, matters. Whatever you are matters not to me. But I was curious. But I won't press any further if you do not wish to speak more of it at this moment. But rest up. And thanks for having our backs out there.
Of course.
And I'll walk away.
I'll just say as he turns around, I'll say, Val, in time, just not now.
Understood. I'm gonna go to fuck to sleep.
Astrid would literally tend to all the sales and stuff for as long as she literally can until she has 0% left.
It has been about 2 hours. The sun has come up.
24 hours.
Yeah, 24 hours since the rest. You all take one point of exhaustion. As you guys, as Asher stays above with the captain.
Where does that go, David?
Amongst
It goes under
this
conditions.
Thank you.
Horrible sound of the ice crashing, you hear this. As something approaches through the air.
Oh, you have to be
And
fucking
the
killing.
captain yells,
Fucking hell.
"Get on deck! It approaches."
I will groggily get my ass up on deck, bow in
Oh
hand.
my.
Wait, you said it's been 2 hours or something, so we would have had a short rest?
You guys weren't having rest because you guys were having conversations and doing tasks.
I was
and at
about to
no
say
point
Astrid
did you guys
getting rest.
did you guys say you
That's
wanted
fine.
to rest? Because you guys all had things to accomplish. So you were doing tasks, moving things, unloading stuff.
What?
That's fine.
Oh man! All right,
As you guys approach
I'm dead.
the top of the ship, you
We
see
are
this
so fucked.
glistening, shining scales swooping underneath you. That's going above. There's another dragon amongst you.
Can I make a perception check?
No, we're
Another
gonna take a break there, and
dragon?
we're gonna end it. We're gonna end it right there.
Did we level up?
Oi!
We don't even get our level. This
Did we
is
get the level up
okay.
before?
Okay, fine. I have to wait another week for this shit or more. What the heck? Okay. Great session, everyone. That was awesome. I'm not
That was a great session.
terrified for my life now.
Fuck. Next time, the moment we get on any vessels, let's just fucking take a break. Seriously, let's just take a rest. Oh my
Now
god.
here, like you guys like go up the plank and then just all like take naps right on the end of the plank.
I take a nap right here.
Right here. Take a nap.
That was a good session, man. That was a fun session.
All right. Thanks everybody who's on stream.
Yeah, thank you for stopping by.
Mhm.
Right. And here. Thanks everybody.